As far as sport podcasts out, we the realest. Hot takes, fact-based. If we said it, then sign and seal it. Politically correct takes ain't what we giving. We do film study, we do live streams, we tough critics. We go against the grain. We in a different lane. If you ask me who to go, I'ma say it's James. We do fan view reviews, headline news by giving game. We do play-by-plays on our channel if you can't catch the game. All of the good debates that could be had, we the start of it. Don't challenge the person here, challenge the arguments. We love good debates, pick a topic that we can spar you with. FYF gang is the hashtag, this is what it meant. F your feelings.
Head to head, you can't compete with me. It's no debate, you too fake, and it's too real with me. What's the topic? I'll block it, I keep that shield with me. Ammo loaded, I'm cocking, I got that steel with me. What you talking is nonsense, blow off your conscience. I'm a living sickness, Magic Johnson. By that action, no Bronson, I'm a King LeBron. And the whole league is fuck your feelings, who you thought it would be. Catch me in the streets, internet thugs just typing no keys. And the fans from Ticket TV, sign that permission slip, please. That Max Ether gon' heat you, make you fall to your knees. No way out, this the firm. Come near the stove, you gon' burn. Been waiting patient, now it's my turn. What Kevin say? Today you gon' learn. True to the king, what's happening? You got the sauce, keep doing your thing. TKO, round from round in the ring. I'm a god to you millions, but stay in your lane. Work it out. I cannot promise no favors. The panel is live, sports talk, sit down at the table. This the family, understand me, don't get it twisted. You won't miss it, we on a mission. Fuck your feelings, antisocial, what's the business? Say? We talk it, we live it. Hold on, let's get it. Hold on, let's get it. Almost slicing the zebra. This for my people, gon' bring out the ether. Hey, fuck your fellas, we don't care though. FYF. Too official like a ref. They can't keep up with me. Watch our Euro step. Then that boy got left. Shook him out his sneakers. Go against me, oh, you tweaking. See you reaching. Time to teach him. Next time you gon' learn your lesson. Ain't no checking. Game on. Feel like LeBron on the throne. No debating. Ain't no faking. I'ma take him. Ankles breaking. Whoa. Man, somebody come and save him. I be ballin', big dog, shot calling. All you heard was a swish, ayy. Call me Mr. Spalding. In a league of my own. Fast break, already gone. 2-3 zone, can't hold me, forever a legend. RP Kobe. Straight way, Georgia. Elder Rufus here, OG. They don't know what time it is. Let me check my rollie. I'm a 3-point shooter. Know the game. Let me school ya. A champion. Boom.
Yeah, we done came from the bottom, mad that we up, but I don't hear him talking. Started with knowledge inside of my noggin. We took a dream and then we started blogging. Put my city on the map now. I'ma say how it is and I don't back down. On the road to 100K, we finna act out. We gon' show them that we not just in the background. We the main event, we the main show. We the one that people always gonna pay for. FYF, we the best, no debate though. #1 sports channel, every angle. I'ma show them all how we ride. Best sports talk showing out like them guys. We playing it safe while they feather the lines. We pushing the narrative all the time. Like who to go in the game is not MJ. Kobe Bryant top 10, not what we say. Hakeem Olajuwon is very overrated. Keep it real if it ain't fact, we don't say it. Now stable, we won't be ignored. We #1, especially when coming to sports. FYF bringing the heat here, of course. Where everything backed up with actual source. Everything backed up with actual source.
Feelings you talk about history, boys you Scooby-Doo talking in mysteries. You is a puppet to ticket, that's misery. Said that you body big boy, know your history. Shout out A-Weezy, you repping the city. You giving the smoke and it come with a bang. These little sheep only know how to follow. When they see a wolf, they don't know how to think. It's a debate, don't you come with your feelings. Just facts, cause you know that the shark's in the tank. But I'm off your neck cause you got all these L's and I don't need to talk cause those losses have weight. It's facts over feelings, you talk about history. Boys you Scooby-Doo talking in mysteries. You is a puppet to ticket, that's misery. Said that you body big boy, know your history. It's facts over feelings, you talk about history. Boys you Scooby-Doo talking in mysteries. You is a puppet to ticket, that's misery. Said that you body big boy, know your history.
Oh, you gangsters think you tough, knowing you ain't about that life. Okay, now we call your bluff. It's time that you pay the price. Oh, you scared, huh? Police about to read them rights. I don't wanna go to jail, man. Might not get no bail, man. Gangsters think you tough until them rollers pull them cuffs. Okay, now we call your bluff. You just be talking all that stuff. Oh, you a big dog, huh? Cut it out, boy, not even close. I don't wanna go to jail, man. I'm broke, can't get no bail, man.
Fuck all the clowns, yeah, the ones who do it for the bite. All we going now, your feelings hurt. When if you're real, all of them fakes, so they ain't ready now. If it's too hard, we getting lit, cause we speaking now. Fuck all the clowns, yeah, the ones who do it for the bite. All we going now.
I know they ain't ready at all. I stay ready, time to ball. No referee, I got shots to call. Believe I'm the best, so I'm better than y'all. Fuck your feelings, you know that's law. Running it up, now we running it back. It's that full court pressure, don't cut no slack. Jamming to the max. Bank count still full of racks. For the competition, they done went missing. The champ is here, look how the ring glisten. It's honorable mention, don't ever forget it. It's FYF, don't care about the ticket. You know we with it, yeah. We gon' do whatever it takes. Fuck all the hate. FYF still going down. It's one of the greats.
All your feelings hurt. When it get real, all of them fakes, so they ain't ready now. If it's too hard, we getting lit, cause we speaking now. Fuck all the clowns, yeah, the ones who do it for the fun.
All I hear is yeah. Ain't talking about nothing, right? Watch this. We gon' bring that pressure.
Just a little FYF, 20K sub, 6 months, what's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYF, 20K sub, 6 months, what's next? Woo! Fuck your feelings, we all know who the real is. I be getting to it, ain't wasting no time. Walking straight in, we ain't waiting in line. Fuck your feelings, you don't care about mine. You a YouTube gangster, don't be yelling out slime. Or you talking LB, talking Ticket TV. Ain't nobody watching them, all the viewers be sleep. 5 years in, all your subs is your friends. Ticket TV, watch your cars again. Just a little FYF, 20K sub, 6 months, what's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYF, 20K sub, 6 months, what's next? Woo! Fuck your feelings, we all know who the real. They all know, shop on clothes, working 24, trying to make the channel grow. Look at them, pointing fingers, hating on the low. You can't compete with our podcast show. Couldn't make it in the league, so we got on TV. Crying by LeBron like a little baby. You must be crazy, trying to ever play me. Oh, you super tough until it's time to say cheese. Just a little FYF, 20K sub, 6 months, what's next? They been hating at first, now they calling us the best. Hit up YouTube, tell them cut the check. Just a FYF, 20K sub, 6 months, what's next? Woo! Fuck your feelings, we all know who the real is.
Nah, that's just passion. We love the game. You already know what it is. FYF. You don't got tough skin. Might as well not even come on in. Talk to him.
FYF, blow the whistle, man, we too official. Better check the film, we not one of them. The greatest to ever ball above the rim. They wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Cut the small conversation, debate on major levels. This the playoffs, baby, bring that pressure, we never settle. Cross and spin, getting it in, I wanna win. That teamwork got us headed to the ship again. LeBron better than MJ. Cut it out. Half these fans in the stands don't know what they talking about. Half-court jumpers, crowd going wild. FYF ranked #1, you better say it loud. Intellectual talk, but fuck your feelings. Elijah 1 too overrated, Kobe still a realist. Top 10 all time, now how they cut the line. Magic Johnson, Draymond Green, one in the same kind. Fuck your feelings, fast break, stop and pull a J. He got how many rings, nothing else to say. With the team, live streaming, play by play. This the dream, full steam on the road to 100K. FYF, blow the whistle, man, we too official. Better check the film, we not one of them. The greatest to ever ball above the rim. They wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Cut the small conversation, debate on major levels. This the playoffs, baby, bring that pressure, we never settle. Cross and spin, getting it in, I wanna win. That teamwork got us headed to the ship again. Started small, then turned into big dogs. They treat me like the GM. I just make the call, no matter who my op is. I'ma stand tall, then pull up to the game fresh like I just left the mall. 100K, 100K, 100K. Check the score. We gon' bust the shot clock. Fans running to the floor. All I hear is go this and go that. Man, your team suck. Hang it up like a coke rack. I love the game, I admit it. I can't quit it. Step in front of me, man. Your ankles gon' get the business. Been a legend like Moses Malone, way ahead of my time. This the greatest sports show ever. I just had to remind. FYM, FYM. Blow the whistle, man. We too official. Better check the film. We not one of them. The greatest to ever ball above the rim. They wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Cut the small conversation, debate on major levels. This the playoffs, baby. Bring that pressure, we never settle. Cross and spin, getting it in, I wanna win. That teamwork got us headed to the ship again.
You guys, FYF Sportsman, it's Lamont, we back. Another show for you guys. And today is the day that we eventually get around to talking about this. We got to talk about it, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. I see you guys getting in here. Hitman X, Cam the Hooper, Tyson, True the King, man. Everybody came through, man. Salute to everybody that's pulled up. Nicholas Brown, facts, man. Everybody get them likes up. My apologies for starting the stream just slightly late, man. And my apologies for shooting them notifications out late. So even though you guys are going to probably filter in here slowly, we still going to get to the root of the conversation, man, the heart of the conversation today. We're going to be talking about Josh Giddey. And we're going to be bringing you guys up so I can get y'all thoughts on this as well. Because I think that's one of the biggest elements on this. And as usual, I'm always going to address these topics from a very unique perspective. And if y'all notice, a lot of times with these situations, just like I did with the Kevin Porter situation, Ime Udoka, Joe Mazzulla, all of these situations that we've spoken, that we've addressed, we generally wait. One, we wait to see what information comes out, and then we wait some more to see if additional information comes out. Two, the one of the main reasons why I wait is because I want to see how mainstream media addresses it, how mainstream media reacts to it. And as you guys know, with the way we addressed the Deshaun Watson situation, the Trevor Bauer situation, all of these situations. I mean, you had the kicker for the Buffalo Bills who was found to be innocent. All of these situations, the majority of these situations, the athlete was proven to be right. I mean, I think the only one where the athlete was clearly in the wrong might have been the Miles Bridges situation, where we're dealing with a guy who was found guilty of a crime. He pled guilty to a crime. And salute to Alex M. Alex M in the chat said it's more than white privilege. And Alex M, actually, you know, we don't agree a lot, but I actually agree with you on that take right there. It's more than white privilege, y'all. Cam the Hooper says there's no proof right now. Well, unfortunately, let's talk about we're just going to talk about the evidence out there right now with Josh Giddey, because right now, the evidence right now, if we're being honest, is very vague. The only evidence that is out there, it does support Josh Giddey's claims. We heard Vlade Divac, or not Vlade Divac, my apologies. We heard the other center, the center for the Warriors, Andrew Bogut. Andrew Bogut came out publicly and spoke on this situation. He said the OKC Thunder have been aware of this situation for over a year now. And Alex M, I don't think this situation is as deep as we think. I don't think it's very deep at all. I think this situation on its face is what it is. That's just what I think. But let's go over the facts first, right? So when we talk about this Josh Giddey situation, obviously we know about Josh Giddey and the allegations. Okay. Now, the NBA did come out and say they are investigating this situation. And then once the NBA came out and said that, the police also said, we are investigating this situation. Since that's happened, Josh Giddey's case investigators are not getting cooperation from the supposedly underage girl's family and the girl herself. And this was according to TMZ. And it says that the family of the girl Josh Giddey was allegedly involved with are refusing to cooperate with investigators. All right. And it says on Tuesday, the Newport Beach police confirmed they opened investigation. Will look into the case and his possible involvement with the underage girl. The young woman's name is Liv Cook. It's crazy how we have her name. How do we not know her age? I mean, shouldn't there be a classmate? Shouldn't there be somebody in existence that can say, yeah, she's in the same grade as me. I know how old she is. She doesn't have any friends. It's a very odd situation, but I'm assuming if you dig through Twitter enough, if you dig through the back pages of Reddit, I'm sure you can find somebody who says that they know her. But again, those are not going to be verified sources. But it says the local authorities have attempted to reach out to the girl's family in order to inquire about the Oklahoma City Thunder player's role in all of this. But it says neither her nor her family agreed to talk to police. It said police were trying to get to the bottom of what happened at a nightclub in the town about a year ago, but this prevents them from continuing their investigation. Right. And so basically, according to this article, it says the report confirms what Andrew Bogut said on Tuesday as well, that Liv Cook's family is not interested in ruining Josh Giddey's career. And it also suggests that Liv Cook actually may have lied to Josh Giddey about her age when they met. It says if the girl and her family do not cooperate with the investigation, no one will ever know the truth of what happened or any of the details involving this. Because whether this was consensual or if it happened at all, the lack of evidence or proof completely kills the case. And so it says Josh Giddey is fortunate that Liv Cook's parents are apparently not pressing any charges against him because his career hangs on a thread. That's what you can say. Now, another piece of evidence did come out. And they actually, a lot of people say this is a smoking gun in the case. And I'm actually going to play this for you as soon as I can get it downloaded. But it says right here is a video. It says a new video emerges that proves Josh Giddey may be innocent in the underage girl scandal. And so there's a video that came out. The video is a very short clip from a guy on Twitter who was in the same club with Josh Giddey and the girl. And he caught those two on camera. And a lot of people feel that this video is going to be the video that exonerates Josh Giddey, because if it's his claim that the girl lied to him and that he met her in a club, well, this video shows the girl in the club and it shows Josh Giddey hugged up on her in the club. Now, we'll get to that video later. Like I said, this is a very short clip. So I think with the girl and her family, I think the family would need to consult with a lawyer only if she did lie. And the family needs to consult with a lawyer to determine what are her repercussions if she talks to the police. Will she face any charges? Because as you know now, over the last year or so, more states have added stiffer penalties to women that lie about their age. And so as opposed to that being a misdemeanor in the past, when you lie about your age, you're now facing felony charges. And so I'm almost positive that the parents have spoken with attorneys and they've just decided to invoke their right to remain silent unless they can get some form of immunity for their daughter. And look, y'all, that's the smart thing to do. You know, that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, obviously, if you understand your rights, if you consult with an attorney, you take your attorney's advice. And if it's a situation where you could potentially face charges yourself, any attorney in the world's going to tell you, don't talk to the police. The police are never going to be your friend in these situations. And so, and with these new laws, she could be facing some serious repercussions if it's found that she was lying. And police specifically want to ask her about the nightclub. They know she was in the nightclub. They want to ask how you got in. How'd you meet Josh Giddey? Did you meet him in that club? Yes, you're right, Thunder. Clubs are slow. He says, but how 15 in the club? See, and that's the thing. A lot of people are saying 15, Thunder, but no one's confirmed 15. I think a lot of people are saying 15. If I'm being honest, Thunder, I think a lot of people are saying 15 because 15 is right below the legal limit in that particular state. So in that particular state, the legal limit of consent is 16 years old. And so I think a lot of people are saying 15 because it's right below that threshold. How do we know it's not 16 or 17? And then I think another thing we need to take into consideration is how old was Josh Giddey when he met her? Remember, Josh Giddey just turned 21. Was he 18 or 19? Was she 16 or 17? And that kind of changes your perception of it. And I think one good way to look at it is if you are a senior in high school, and we've seen this, and if you haven't seen this, you're lying. But anybody that's been in high school has seen this. But if there's a senior in high school that dates a freshman, but then that senior ends up going on to college as he turns 18 and 19. And then that age gap starts to look weird because as he's 18 and 19 and that freshman starts to turn 15, 16, 17. And so we've seen that happen. Alex M says night scene is in LA is scary. You would be surprised. So again, Jared, you're saying you think he did what? That's the thing. I don't know what you think he did. Andrew Bogut's coming out saying the girl lied to him. If that's the case, and we got video of her, she got into a night, like when you meet somebody in a nightclub, Jared, you're just under the presumption that, okay, you got ID'd, you have to be at least 21. You're just under the presumption because everybody gets ID'd. I mean, if we're at a point in the world where even if you're in a nightclub, you have to sit there and ID everyone that you talk to, it's weird. Jared says date an underage girl of mine. I think he did it. I mean, but the thing is, I don't know if he dated her. That's the thing. I don't know if he dated her. Everybody's saying it. What she did was she posted a TikTok video of her saying that she had sex with Josh Giddey. I don't know if they were in a relationship, if they were dating. How do we know if they met in a club and it was a one-night stand? It could have been just a one-night thing. When we know when people are in clubs, there's alcohol involved. It's not like he met her at a park, Jared. It's not like he met her outside of a high school like people were claiming R. Kelly was doing. He met her in a nightclub where the presumption is that everybody in here is 21. I mean, we all know that fake IDs exist, and they're extremely prevalent on college campuses. No, Jared, that's actually not illegal. See, Jared, you got to do your research purposes only. If you are deceived, if you use deception to trick somebody to believe that your age is something other than what it actually is, Jared, that's now a felony in that state. So you are right, Jared. It is something illegal, but it's actually something illegal for the girl. So it's not that. So Josh Giddey, I'm almost positive Josh Giddey is cooperating with NBA investigators. But I think the biggest clue in this is that the girl and her family are refusing to cooperate with police. And I want you guys to put yourselves in that family situation, okay? If it was your daughter that might have been involved with somebody that's old, would you guys hesitate to speak with the police if your daughter had done nothing wrong? Would you guys run and consult with attorneys? If you felt like an older man got with your daughter, he says they're protected getting. No, that's not it, Herm. They're protecting their daughter. All you have to do is look at the laws of that state. If you look at the laws of that state, you will see that they're protecting her. I'll pull it up. Okay, and so here are the laws with regards to that, because Andrew Bogut has came out publicly and said this is something that the OKC Thunder have been aware of for over a year. But here are the laws for that state. What are the repercussions for the minor if the minor lies about their age? It says the law in California, the minor who misrepresents their age, can face 2 to 8 years in juvenile corrections. It says in some cases, civil ramifications may be in play, especially if their actions lead to significant consequences for the parties involved. So, Herm, I want you to ask yourself, and Herm, you should know about this all too well. And I'm just going off the facts. I'm never going to be one to just run into these situations, just be like, you did it. There's significant evidence, Herm. This is not, remember, I've delayed my response on this. I have no dog in the fight. I'm following the information that's being presented. I'm following people's actions. And Herm, I want to present you with the same question. If you have an underage daughter and evidence comes out that she might have been involved with an older man, and the police come knocking on your door to ask you about that situation, Herm, are you going to tell your daughter to speak with the police and that they need to go arrest the guy? Or are you going to tell her, no, she's not talking to police and we're not talking to the police? When you see people refuse to talk to law enforcement, Herm, especially white people, it's because they've consulted with an attorney and their attorneys advised them to not speak with the police. And generally, you're going to be advised to not speak with the police if there's a possibility you could get charged with a crime for yourself. Now, Herm, that's a conclusion based out of logic, and that's not a conclusion based out of emotion. And I'm not here to say Josh Giddey is innocent or guilty. It says, apparently Josh Giddey got speeding tickets around Newport Beach, which is near the high school of the girl. Well, yeah, I know. I mean, that doesn't prove anything. The only evidence would be is if there was video of him pulling up to the high school. which if it's a high school in Newport Beach, there's going to be cameras everywhere. Look, I'm not here. I'm just following the evidence. Andrew Bogut has talked about this. Tony says he knew her age. It wasn't a one-night thing. I don't know this. I don't know where you guys are getting y'all information. Now, what just because she lied about her age, does it mean that Josh Giddey has no accountability in this matter? No. He's an NBA player. If he's going to get involved with somebody to that degree, he needs to get an understanding of who they are. Right? He needs to be more responsible in that approach. I'm only talking about the legal ramifications. I'm not talking about what he could potentially face for being irresponsible from the league. But if we're talking about criminal charges, if this were taken to a criminal court of law, and because of the proof out there that suggests that the girl lied about her age, it would be her getting charged, not Josh Giddey. If we're talking about the criminal ramifications, if you guys want to talk about the media backlash and the ramifications that you guys want to dole out as fans, that's a different story. How you choose to dish out or how you choose to get on Josh Giddey in the public is up to you. The public response is going to be up to you guys. But right now we have to separate the criminal ramifications from the public backlash. What you guys are saying is just public backlash. Public backlash is far different from a court of law. Do I agree he deserves public backlash for being irresponsible? Yes. Tony says they got several pics together. They was dating relationship. I don't know that. And the problem, Tony, is that, and I've seen all the pics as well. The same problem here is that we're never going to get an explanation of these pics because the girl and her family said we're not speaking to the police. That's the problem. Alex M., he says Australian laws. Well, from what I understand, Alex, this happened in Newport Beach, California. I don't know if it's happened in Australia, and I could be wrong. I'll have to double check. Yeah, I would assume this is out of California because the Newport Beach police are involved. That's a police department in California. So I would assume it's in their jurisdiction. And probably in their jurisdiction because that's where the girl lives, Alex. So I don't think this is an Australian thing or has anything to do with Australian laws. But here's another element that I want to talk about too. And we're going to talk about this additional element as well, because I know a lot of people in here are going to have their own opinions about innocence or guilt. TC says she got paid off. TC. To pay somebody off in today's day and age, I think you guys kind of bloviate that term and use it without understanding it. The way money can be traced in today's world, especially if something that you did becomes public, the way money leaves a digital footprint unless you walk up to somebody and you pay them with cash that you received off the books, it was never reported anywhere. Unless you do that, there's no paying somebody off. It's no sending them a $200,000 PayPal. There's no sending them $1 million wire. There's no financial advisor. There's no attorney that's going to allow you to do that. Because the paper trail for doing something of that magnitude is ridiculous. I think y'all just use that term every time you see a situation. And I heard the same thing with the Kevin Porter situation. When the woman came out and said, those allegations are false, everybody in my comments were saying he paid her off. And I keep telling you guys, the links you would have to go through to pay somebody off and then try to cover the paper trail are ridiculous. And if the cops found out that money was exchanged, which is very easy to do, that's going to change your sentence is going to skyrocket. It's going to go from a state case to a federal case. Could potentially turn into some type of conspiracy, money laundering charge where you're looking at guaranteed jail time. There's no financial advisor or attorney in the world that would let one of these NBA players do something like that. And believe me, these NBA players' money is managed by financial advisors. So that's why I say sometimes y'all got to think in reality in the real world. There ain't no just paying nobody off. This ain't 1910 where you can walk up to where the ability to track and trace money was almost non-existent. All I'm asking, that's what I'm saying, Slime. I'm just asking people to think a little bit deeper than just some of the things that y'all saying. Did Josh Giddey pay her off? No. Why is the girl and her family not talking to police? Okay, let me sit back and think about that. Why do people generally don't speak to the police? Because it wasn't the girl who even had a choice in this matter. It was the parents. The parents could have said, if the girl's underage, you're going in and speaking to the police. We're not about to let no 21-year-old man violate our 15-year-old daughter. We're going to speak to the police. The parents dictate. Why would the parents tell their 15-year-old daughter, you're not speaking? It's probably because they're trying to protect her reputation, and they probably don't want her having a felony on her record. Butt Kicker 900. If the family, we're living in the United States of America. Everybody thinks if you're 21 years old and you're messing with a 14, 15-year-old is wrong. Now, Tony, we can get to that element right there. And the problem is, for whatever reason, Tony, no one can confirm this girl's age. No classmate, no teachers, nobody's come out and confirmed anything. So the fact that people are struggling to confirm her age, it actually lends more credibility for me to believe that she might be older than what people are saying. Because I guarantee you, if she was 15 or younger, it would 100% be confirmed. But I think it's not popular for people to come out and say, oh, she's 17, about to be 18. I don't know how old she is, and I don't know why people are struggling. If this girl's all over social media, I don't know how somebody who's following her, sitting in her class, can't confirm who she is and her age. That's what I'm saying. So the problem is, everybody in here that's talking about this, we got AO 2 times saying she's 17. Somebody else said 16. Somebody else said 15. Yeah, y'all see the problem. Y'all see what misinformation does. Now y'all see what the lack of information does. Everybody has a different answer. This is one of the reasons why I wait. Avion says it was confirmed by her classmates. This incident happened last year. She was 15 at the time, and I would need to see that. I haven't seen it. And I haven't seen any relevant news publication publish that. And the reason why I'm waiting for a media outlet to publish it is because they have editors that have to vet the information to make sure it's factual before it's published. Anybody can just run to Twitter and type something with almost little to no ramifications. But if a media outlet, CBS, NBC, if a media outlet publish it, it has to be vetted and confirmed. So I don't know what information to believe. Jason the Kid says last year he was 19. Well, he just turned 21. We don't know exactly when these pictures were taken. Were these pictures taken when he was 18? Because y'all have to think, at the time the people are saying at the time the picture was taken, she was 15. I would believe Josh Giddey had to be. How long has he been playing in NBA? 2 years? He came into the league at what, 18, 17, 18? Thank you. People get more confused just reading the chat. Everybody has different information. That's when everybody is just confused. And so that's what I want to get to, Dr. Magic. This is the element I wanted to get to. It says the issue right now is that it isn't treated the same as assault accusations. And so this is the angle that I'm coming from. And see, Dr. Magic, I would love for you to come up here and speak on this, right? I've done a number of videos. I've called out Malika Andrews. I've called out Molly Karam. I've called out so many of these feminists that are in media who, when these allegations pop up, they'll run with guilt, and they'll run with the presumption of guilt to the level that they're calling for these leagues to suspend these players. They're calling for leagues to never give them another contract, terminate contracts. They basically come for these guys' livelihood. In some cases, like when we talked about the Baylor football player, Sean Oakman, Molly Karam said the NFL shouldn't draft him. This was a guy who was potentially going in one of the top 3 rounds of the NFL draft. Didn't get drafted. Goes to trial. This is all after Molly Karam went on a slander trail, killing this man. And then when it goes to court, the so-called victim finally gets on the stand and admits to the world, I lied about everything. And see, ever since I reported on that Sean Oakman situation, the one thing that I said going forward is that I'm always going to side with the athlete first until proven otherwise. And I'm going to side with the athlete because the way it seems like nobody else is going to have their back. We got Hotline Bling. He says, y'all act like they get to choose what they talk about. It's the higher ups. Hotline Bling. That's a very good take. And that's another element we got to talk about right there. He said, look at what they're doing to Von Miller. ESPN is full of hypocrites. Exactly. Von Miller just had a situation. But remember what I told y'all. I said all of these incidents started happening when I did my research. When I did my research on the Sean Oakman situation, what did I see? I saw that all of the videos where Molly Karam was on ESPN killing Sean Oakman, they went and deleted those streams off of YouTube. You have to find clips of it on Reddit. So ESPN is now implicit in covering up their tracks, their involvement in the tearing down of Sean Oakman. They did nothing to boost up his reputation. When you talk about the Iowa football players who were cleared of these charges, when you talk about the North Carolina, I believe it was their rugby or lacrosse team, and they got lied on. But none of their lives have been the same since. Trevor Bauer, y'all see how that's played out. Y'all saw with Deshaun Watson. I was the only one to report on the NFL catching these women lying, catching these women saying that they're going to, one of the women were saying that she got caught saying that she was going to pay her. She wanted to pay her son to go lie to NFL investigators. All of the women, I did a video on how the judge literally called all of the women out. This is, he basically called them all out, said it was embarrassing. I was the only one. These facts are public. Deshaun Watson is back now playing football. Y'all wonder why Deshaun Watson, after all of those allegations, is back playing football? But see, and then the NFL gets the black eye because they're saying, oh, they're letting Deshaun Watson play football. Well, if you actually looked at the evidence, you would see why. So I'm always going to side with the athlete until proven otherwise. So if I seem like I'm on Josh Giddey's side, just a tinge, I'm always going to side with the athlete. I've seen too many situations where the athlete has no one standing on his side. And then when they get found to be innocent, it's the athlete that gets punished. They lose their career. They lose their ability to make money. A lot of these guys have dedicated their lives to the sport. So it's not really like they're skilled to do anything else. So they essentially have to hit the reset button on their life. Go back to college and do everything late and hit the reset button. But my angle is this. So I've been spending all this time really targeting the Malika Andrews, the Molly Karams, and all these women on ESPN that just make these blanket accusations, right? The whole purpose of me targeting Malika Andrews and Molly Karam, the whole purpose of this was that when the next situation pops up, that they sit down, they shut the hell up, and let the facts play out. Don't always run and jump to conclusions. I think this recent situation with Kevin Porter Jr. really woke a lot of them up. From what I've heard personally, and I can't confirm this because it hasn't become public. From what I've seen publicly, Kevin Porter Jr. is looking to file a lawsuit against ESPN. From what I've seen. And I want you guys to watch the Kevin Porter Jr. situation. And once he completes this criminal situation, if he is fully exonerated, which based on the information that's out that nobody's talking about, he will be announcing a lawsuit for slander and defamation against ESPN. Now, that's just what I'm hearing. And so because of things like that, when this Josh Giddey situation popped up, Malika Andrews shut the hell up. But my question to everybody is, isn't that what we've been asking for? And salute to self-talk. And I've seen a lot of your videos on Malika Andrews. That dude, make sure y'all check him out. He does a hell of a job reporting on these things, man. Hell of a job. And self-talk, if you can hit that link, because I know you dive into this a lot as well. Hit that link as well. Because I'm about to drop the link and get everybody up here. But my angle on this is my whole entire purpose attacking the Molly Karams, the Malika Andrews, and all of these women on these media outlets that like to slander these men. If the whole purpose of this was to get them to shut the hell up and wait for the information to come out, my angle is, why are we mad when they finally shut the hell up? I think, are we only mad because she finally shut the hell up and it was a white dude? Action Jackson says they always shut up with the white men. That I don't know. I don't agree with that, because when we talked about the kicker from the Buffalo Bills, they was killing him. When we talked about Trevor Bauer, they was killing him. So I've seen enough of these cases where it's hard for me to say, okay, all right, so self-talk. But like I said, make sure y'all check out Self-Talk's channel, man. Hell of a channel, man. The man's growth since the Kwame Brown era has been crazy, man. Salute to Self-Talk. But that's the biggest question, Steve. What and then I'm telling you guys that the threat of lawsuit from Kevin Porter Jr.'s team. When I heard Stephen A. Smith say what he said, that's when I said, "Oh, my buddy from Houston had to be right." They could potentially be, because before you file a civil suit, you have to send in certain prerequisite documentation to the other party. You can't just surprise somebody with a civil suit, right? So ESPN has been made aware of something that's put them on notice for these situations. And so when Stephen A. Smith came out and said, "Hey guys, we can't talk about this because we don't want to get sued," which is in stark contrast from how they've taken an approach in the past, where they would talk about these situations willy-nilly, just free for all. Remember, even Stephen A. Smith just was saying a month ago, Kevin Porter Jr. needs to be in jail. He was just saying that a month ago. And in fact, Self-Talk says, Stephen A. said he only reports facts. That's not true. That's a lie. That's what I'm saying. We know Stephen A. Smith is lying right there. This is why we've labeled him a shock jock. He is lying right there. He was saying Kevin Porter Jr. needs to be in jail. He wasn't reporting on the facts. If he reported on the facts, why did they not report on the facts that the victim in the Kevin Porter Jr. case came out and said the allegations are wrong? Why did they not report on the facts that the police department apologized? They apologized to Kaiser Grandrizik. They apologized to her and said, "We apologize for exaggerating the events to the detectives." Because she went and called the police and said, "I didn't say that. I didn't say this. Why did you guys tell the detectives all of these things?" She recorded a phone call of the detectives apologizing for lying. But see, Stephen A. Smith didn't report on that. So we know Stephen A. Smith is lying when he makes that statement, because he doesn't report on all the facts. When Sean Oakman was found not guilty in a court of law after his co-host, Malika, spent months up there slamming Baylor football, claiming that there was R-word culture in the Baylor program. The coach gets fired, all types of stuff in shambles. Then when they go to court, the girl gets on the stand. "I lied. I'm sorry. I didn't want my boyfriend to know." All of this, because you don't want your boyfriend to know. But Stephen A. Smith, the facts came out on that. Stephen A. Smith didn't say nothing. Molly Karam didn't say nothing. When all of these women in the Deshaun Watson case got found for lying, when the NFL even discovered they were lying, when the NFL caught one of the women attempting to pay off her son to lie during an investigation, Stephen A. Smith didn't report on that. We know he don't report on facts. So he's lying. And this is what, remember when I was talking to Dreamers Pro? Yeah. When I was talking to Dreamers Pro on this channel, what did I say? I said, Dreamers Pro, how is all of a sudden Stephen A. Smith a reliable source? I said he has a track record of factual inaccuracies, inconsistency, lying, all types of stuff. That's how we were able to unveil Dreamers Pro, just pure hateful LeBron James. I said, Stephen A. Smith, a guy who has one of the most least credible track records, all of a sudden you believe in him because he's talking about LeBron. So all of a sudden, because Stephen A. Smith comes out and says, we don't want to get sued, I'm supposed to believe Stephen A. Smith. When just a few months ago, he was sitting there killing Kevin Porter Jr. And it was okay to slander. And that's why I said Alex M is right, y'all. Because I don't believe this is about black or white. I just believe that whatever the next situation was that popped up, because Kevin Porter Jr. and his team are going to aggressively pursue civil litigation against ESPN once the criminal side of this is done, because they've been put on notice by his team, now they've decided to shut the hell up. And then we have to look at Malika Andrews. And so the one reason why I can't say this is the network is because she went off script when she talked about Brandon Miller at the NBA draft. That wasn't on the teleprompter. That's already been confirmed by an ESPN producer. So there's a lot of things that she's done where she goes off script to say these things. So because she's went off script to say so many things, I just have to now just take it at face value. This is just how you feel. And then when she does say whatever's on the teleprompter, all we have to do is listen to how she talks when they just go into open dialogue about these matters. Listen to how she talks when she was talking about Ime Udoka and they went into open dialogue about that. Remember, y'all remember what she said to Stephen A. Smith? You will not put this on women. And then even Stephen A. Smith had to check her and say, you need to pump the brakes. This is my show. And ain't nobody blaming women. So we know how she really feels. I don't care if she's reading off a teleprompter or not. She's on too many shows that freestyle. She's on too many shows where she just has to read and you freestyle the next 10 to 15 minutes. That's her. These are her thoughts. So she doesn't get any exoneration because she's reading from a teleprompter. She reads a portion of it off the teleprompter. The rest is everything that's coming out of her brain. They were quiet on Chad Wheeler. I don't know if they were quiet on Chad Wheeler. I saw reports on the Chad Wheeler situation. I think the boycott activity, I believe the reports are quieter based on how big the player is. The one thing is nobody knew who Chad Wheeler was, nor did anyone care. Even when the reports came out on mainstream media, nobody cared because he's a nobody player. If LeBron James does something, everybody cares about LeBron James. Everybody's going to talk about it. If Kyrie Irving does something, everybody cares. We're talking about mainstream athletes who already have a lot of fame and notoriety amongst the fans. Nobody cared about Chad Wheeler. I don't know what position he plays. I don't know what team he played for. So yes, I heard about the situation, but nobody was really that invested. So remember, there's a ton of these incidents that happen. It's a lot of incidents that happen in the league that we don't really catch wind of because they're nobody players. And that's black or white. If we just be honest about it. You know, Kevin Porter Jr. is not nobody. He's on an NBA team, especially with NBA players. Now, NBA players already get an advanced level of notoriety because their faces are everywhere. Football players hide behind helmets and masks. So a lot of times, it's hard for us to even connect with football players unless they're the quarterback or the wide receiver, the divas of the sport. Because their faces, no, we don't know who the linemen are. We could literally be in a grocery store standing next to the starting offensive tackle for an NFL team, and we would not know because we don't connect with their face. You're not gonna stand in a grocery store and see an NBA player and not notice it. We see their faces. Everyone forgot about Josh Primo. We didn't forget about Josh Primo. I did a story on Josh Primo. I talked about how the allegations were very dicey, on how the woman was just simply upset because she got fired from the San Antonio Spurs. But now he's back in the league. I told you, when the NBA does this investigation, If you innocent, they're going to let you back in if you can play. Let me drop this link, man. I'm going to get y'all up here to talk about this, man. Whether it's Malika Andrews, whether it's guilt or innocence on Josh Giddey, let's talk about it all. We got to cook on it. But I just think, from my vantage point, when I see smoke, there's fire. When I see somebody talking about we don't want to speak to the police, and I know that they've consulted with legal advisors or legal representation, shit. I want y'all to, because look, I'll put it to you like this. I'm gonna use Mahari as an example. Mahari, somebody run up on you, smack you in the head with a crowbar, and run off. The police come ask you, Mahari, what happened, man? Are you gonna say, nah, I don't want to talk to police? If you was wrong, you would talk to the police. If you did nothing wrong and you was the victim, you talk to the police. Now, if we change this situation up a little bit, if Mahari met, let's say, Mr. Winters in the parking lot, and Mahari was serving Mr. Winters some fentanyl or meth, but Mr. Winters then pulls out the crowbar, smacks him on the head, and runs off with the fentanyl and meth. And then the police come and say, hey, Mahari, what happened? Then Mahari says, well, sorry, I don't want to talk to the police. You know why he don't want to talk to the police? Because the motherfucker was serving fentanyl and meth. He can't sit there and tell the police, I was serving fentanyl and meth, and he hit me in the head with the crowbar. And that's what changes these situations. When the person who looks or presumes to be the victim has done some illegal activity, those are the victims that don't talk to the police. Because the illegal activity starts with you. People got to start thinking, man. Link is about to be in the chat. Everybody can come up here and cook on it. Maria Knows Best says, Malika innocent. Malika's innocent of what? What has she been innocent of? Boy, she's been complicit in a lot of different things. She has a nasty track record, Maria. She has a nasty track record. Did you see how she was talking about Joe Mazzulla? Joe Mazzulla. Why do you think Joe Mazzulla should get the head coaching job for the Celtics? When we go back to his time, ages ago at West Virginia, he had a potential domestic violence charge. And then you hear the other co-host saying, well, look, he was cleared of all of that. That was a long time ago. He has made amends for that. He's moved on, and he's done a hell of a job in the NBA. And they have to just go ahead and move past her. When Stephen A. Smith even had to check her for going off the rails on the Ime Udoka situation. Remember what Malika Andrews said about the Ime Udoka situation. She said that Ime Udoka used his position of power to take advantage of the woman. How does Malika Andrews know that? She don't even know who the woman's name. She didn't know the woman's name. She didn't know the woman's position. How do we know that woman didn't have a higher position than the coach? What we know is that he got fired for having an affair within the within the workspace. It says only thing she's done wrong was Adrian Payne's situation. All right, if that's what you said, I mean, we can play some of her track record. I think she was wrong with Brandon Miller. How in the NBA draft you sitting here talking about Brandon Miller, who his name was brought up in a murder investigation? First of all, She's making it seem like when you mention a murder investigation in Brandon Miller, you're making it seem like he was the one accused of murder. His name was just brought up. She says half truths. Brandon Miller's name was brought up in the murder investigation. The part that she forgot is that the police cleared him of any wrongdoing. That's the other half of it. And then why are you even bringing that up during the NBA draft? That has nothing to do with all of that. If the police already cleared him, you bringing it up like the police ain't clear him. Joe Mazzulla, she brought that old situation up like he didn't get cleared of that case. Ime Udoka, she speaks on that like she knows the woman directly. But she speaks on it and she knows her power. What she knows is she knows how stupid people listening are. She knows that all she has to do is mention it. And once she mentions it, most people are going to run with the presumption of guilt. When she mentions Brandon Miller and murder, she knows that most people are going to run, oh, Brandon Miller was part of that murder. Joe Mazzulla, oh, he's part of domestic violence. So she knows what she's doing because there's always two sides to the coin. For whatever reason, whenever she brings up these situations, she's only telling one side of the coin. Hey, y'all, man, before we drop that link, we got our One Cool P donation challenge, man. Make sure y'all hit the Cash App to support the channel, man. Hit the Cash App to support the channel. Become a top donor of the channel, man. Your support, your unmatched support is definitely appreciated. Salute to the top donors of the channel. We got One Cool P, Hoop Jargon, J Mar, Uncle Shug, salute. Make sure y'all check out his platform. Hitman X, C-Dog, Max, Pensionat, Tiffany Ned, man. Other donors are John Madden, Reg Dog, Jay Carter, Tracy Steele, True to King, Get Fit for Life, George, The Truth Hurts, Bees, Herm, Double E, Action Jackson. In the locker room, we also got Tyson Thomas. We also have Khalil Burton, man. Salute to you guys, man, for supporting the channel, man. Anything that you guys can do to support, man, is much appreciated. Cash App is on the screen, $ FYF Sports, as we drop this link. You guys can come up here and give y'all thoughts on this. We got Marley Colbert saying, appreciate you speaking on this. Not sure if you've seen Stephen A. Smith video trying to, but you see, the thing is, Stephen A. Smith has to. Stephen A. Smith has to. See, right now, they have to try to do a lot of damage control. And so Stephen A. Smith, they have to try to do damage control from two fronts. They have to do damage control with the fans, because the fans are saying, oh, now y'all want to play favors. Now y'all don't want to say nothing about this situation. Then they have to play damage control from the element of they are facing significant civil ramifications from Kevin Porter's side. He has already put them on notice that they will be facing a civil suit for the things that they said about him when his criminal case is over. So now they have to be cautious what they say about Josh Giddey. But then the public, the people that are giving them the views, the monetization, and the money, now the people are saying you need to speak on it. So it's like they split down the middle. Do we speak on it and get ourselves even more trouble? Because what you have to know is that once they speak on the Josh Giddey situation, that could be potentially used as evidence for the Kevin Porter situation, because it's all going to be used to show a track record. So they have to literally watch everything. So they've boxed themselves into a corner. This is one of the problems that I said with them. I said, when they get in bed with some of these topics, when you commit yourself to one side of the argument, you box yourself into a corner, especially if people start to fight back. Wiley, that's what I'm saying. Kevin Porter, if the woman came out and said he's innocent, if the woman came out and said that the police lied and gassed up the police report just to get the detectives to send something to the prosecutor to get charges, and she caught it on videotape, like the reason, there's all evidence that's out there. But see, y'all don't want to believe it until ESPN tells you. Y'all waiting on ESPN to confirm all of the information that's out there. Jody LaFlame, yes, they shot themselves in the foot. Thank you, Wally. Wally, that's what I said, Wally. Wally, I said, everybody trying to run around Wally and say that the woman was paid off. I said, all right. I said, the woman rich already. She worth $4 million. I mean, I don't know, man. Oh, Rundown Production that they get the cash in. Let me check real quick. Salute to everybody pulling up, man. Let me go ahead and get Ricky Fontaine here. I'm gonna just go ahead and start with Avion, man. You was the first one in here. Appreciate y'all pulling up, man. Let me get y'all thoughts on this. How you feel about this situation? What's your angle on this?
Two things. I want to start with Josh Giddey situation first.
Mhm.
I think you're spot on. I think we should wait for the evidence because it's still fluid at this point. Like we just don't know. I like the comment in regards to the process. You know, in situations like this, if it is determined that the girl was 15 years old, then it doesn't matter if the parents don't talk to the police or not. They're still under the state. You know, this is why we have child services and departments like that get involved. So if it turns out like to be true at the time of this incident and she was 15 under that state law, then that state government or federal level can jump in and investigate and come up with a charge, even without the parents' consent. So, you know, it's still early, and we just don't know. It does smell kind of fishy. You know, I mean, Andrew Bogut made a comment about that OKC known about the situation for over a year now. She lied about her age. You know, we just don't know. It's still early. To the broader scope of the media and athletes, I mean, this has been going on for years, man. I mean, even back in the early '80s, we know when you know, these athletes would get charged with slandered through the media about sexual assault with, you know, these different women and stuff like that. And then years down the line, it turns out not to be true. I mean, look at the Fab Five situation with Jalen Rose and Chris Webber and all them dudes. Like they got dragged through the mud during that court situation with Jalen Rose, and it turns out his name was cleared, but them dudes never got an apology from the university. You know, they never got praised again. I mean, their banners are still took down. So do I expect the media to take responsibilities for slandering these athletes? No, because it makes money. It sells. It you know, and you know, when stuff like that sells, like you can't pull back. Now in today's age, like we got other platforms to like combat those mainstream medias. Now we got the athletes speaking out like Gilbert Arenas on his platform. No, and now we got Cameron and Mason and stuff like that. So I think it's a different era, and I like it, but it's unfortunate for these young athletes, especially young athletes that don't know the game of politics and that are stuck in this situation. You know, so I mean, that's my thoughts on it.
Let me give a quick shout out before I'm gonna get to Fontaine next. Fontaine 5, man, hell of a sports channel over there, man. I'm gonna drop the link to his channel here in a second, but let me give a shout out to Red's Dog in the Cash App. He came through for support. We got Rundown Production. He came through, supported the channel as well, man. Appreciate you guys. And then we had Fontaine 5, man. Man, the sports betting king, man. He's gonna give you all your picks, man. The man has a hell of a resource network, man, to help you guys hit y'all parlays, man. Y'all need to go follow his channel. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat here later on. Make sure y'all be watching for it. Go give him a follow, man. And like I said, he just has a lot of I'm gonna tell you right now, if you sports bet, you need to check him out, man. But Fontaine, man, how you feel about this situation?
I was good, man. I appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the shout out for sure, man. Dude, it's funny because, like, you know, obviously you started at a place where it's kind of like it started with the ESPN and the, you know, them choosing to respond to things, different things, and then choosing to respond, overlook certain things as well. I mean, on the outside looking in, man, it's just people want to say, oh, it's a black and white thing, and I'm 30 something years old, early 30s, but I'm wise enough to know that this situation has been around for more than just this sports. It's been in politics. It's been in the media for as long as the media has existed. And when I say the situation, I mean them using whatever they can to drum up and get you to have whatever emotion it is. So right now we're in a day and age of, obviously we've always been in a day and age where it's burn on black folks and it's going to sell. You can see it from just things that happen on the news every day when it's like, oh, it's crime going on. The thing that sells, the thing that keeps CNN and all of those people being able to have viewers is showing that, you know, black crime is going on. Like, and it's not even as rampant as you would like, you know what I'm saying, as they perceive it in the media. It's just nasty work by the media. You know, they know if they come in and they say this or that about, you know, players, people are going to come on these panels. They're going to go on social media. They're going to drum up, oh, it's a black and white thing. And now you're feeding right back into that system that they're using to be able to get views, to get money, to get people, you know, tune into whatever content they're trying to push. And it's nasty work. Now, it sucks, but the reason people are coming at Malika and Stephen A is because y'all are old enough to understand this. And to still be used as pawns in this in these types of situations is the part that, like, people like me, people like you, we can't understand. We understand it, but we then understand it is what it is. You want money. You rather have the money than the integrity. You rather have the money than the morals. Those things are clearly on the table when you get a person like Malika Andrews, a person like Stephen A to come out and say everything about black folks. And I don't know, do you know about the story that's going on right now with the top hockey rookie?
I think I heard something vaguely about it.
So right now, basically, imagine I don't want to, like you said, you could be people get sued around here, but everybody knows the Cleveland Cavalier LeBron situation with Delonte West. Basically, that same situation is going on with the number one, like, Wayne Gretzky next come up star in the hockey right now. And basically they're saying, his mom is doing some things with a teammate. Teammate's been removed from the team. In LeBron's situation, the team, Delonte West is still on the team. It was all rumors. It's facts behind this, but this ain't a story to them, right? Because it doesn't stroke that emotion that they would want people to have when it comes to the story. That emotion is what gets, the story rolling, getting people talking about it, gets the controversy. And most people would say, oh, it's because he's white. Nah, it's because the masses, they think that the masses don't want to hear about that. You know what I mean? Just, for example, I just did a video yesterday. I normally don't do gossip type videos, but I did the video on Maverick Carter, and him being not exonerated, but him being caught up in the betting ring. That why is that even a story? Did he commit a crime? No, he didn't commit a crime. But the reason the Washington Post runs that story is because it's tied to LeBron James' name. That goes right back to what you were saying with the media doing nasty work, basically for clicks, doing it on the highest of the people, because they know that's what people are going to want to hear about. People not going to hear about the rest of the names that's on that list. They just want to hear about, oh, it's Maverick Carter. He did some betting on this with this illegal bookie, and it's LeBron James' boy. So we're gonna run this story. Like, it's nasty work. It's like no integrity behind it, and it's obvious to see when you see it. It's easy to point out in each and every story that you read, man. But
no,
I'm just kind of rambling now. So
while he agrees with you, he says his brother speaking facts, man. Stephen A. Smith and Malika work for the establishment. They have to report accordingly. Degrading black athletes' sales. I don't want to say the goal is to degrade black athletes. I just think that it just so happens that the most popular athletes are black.
Yep.
Like the ones that we care about. Like, do we really care about the best hockey player right now if it's a white dude? Like,
nope.
Or the best MLS soccer player? I mean, I don't know if we really care that much. I just think in the big ticket sports, which is going to be for at least in our world, some would argue it's baseball, but I know they fell to third. It's going to be football and basketball. Those sports are dominated by black athletes. So those sports are probably just like, if you go to Europe, where the top sport is soccer, where you're going to have a lot of those players being white, I'm sure there's going to be those players, those big name players are going to be in a lot of controversies over there. The biggest players are always in the headline somewhere. So that's what I'm saying. I do believe that the race thing can be an issue, but I think this situation has evolved from being a race thing to a money thing. Now that Kevin Porter Jr. is up the ante on him, he said, y'all want to play that game? Y'all want to play the slander game? Y'all want to say I shouldn't get another job? Then if I don't get another job, then y'all going to be paying my bills the rest of my life.
I agree.
And so he basically, from what I've heard, he's put them on notice that as soon as his criminal case is completed, they will be proceeding with a civil suit against ESPN. And then when you look at this suit that he could be putting on, it could easily turn into a class action suit based on the multitude of people that ESPN has also went after. So I wouldn't be surprised if a guy from Texas as well, and Sean Oakman jumps on it, Trevor Bauer jumps on it, and some other athletes. So that's the problem. They could be in some hot water. And the fact that Stephen A. Smith and Malika Andrews shut the hell up on this situation is wild. Oh, Self-Talk says, look how they covered up Brett Favre and Dana White. Yeah, the Dana White situation was wild because he is a public
guilty.
figure.
And he's guilty too. You know, what I'm saying?
He's definitely
it was on camera.
On camera too. And but see, even in that situation, see how the business played out. Dana White, business-wise, is in bed with ESPN.
Right. The money.
Like, I don't care if Dana White was black or white. You have that much money invested with ESPN. I mean, follow the money. I mean, I understand now. Like, but then Steve, and that's why I say, but that also lends credibility to us calling Stephen A. Smith just a complete liar.
Right.
He says he reports on the facts. He didn't. He does not report on all the facts. They don't report on all the issues that pop up. Let me go to boycott activity. He popped up in here. Salute, man. What's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, to me it's about. I was just going to talk about the Dana White situation. Like they were giving him excuses. Oh, he was, there was alcohol involved, and she hit him. Like the Ray Rice situation happened the same way. They came from going out. There was alcohol involved. She attacked him first. He attacked back, and everybody, the fans, everybody had the same reaction. You should never hit a woman in no case at all. Similar thing happened with Kristaps Porzingis. I watched sports. I knew nothing about Kristaps Porzingis for like a year plus. You know what I'm saying? And then you come to find out there's all these rumors about him R-wording her and calling her the N-word. And it was like, I know Kristaps Porzingis is a pretty big player. And that thing was like so on the hush-hush. Me, who watches sports and sports news daily, I knew nothing about it. You know what I mean? So it's like, a lot of these, I know there is a factor when it comes to who's popular and who's not, but just the reaction from fans and media is very biased. I don't think you have to be the most popular person in the world to drum up for a story to be big. The situation that happened in Mexico with them, with those group of people, and the woman ended up passing away. They drummed up a story and made it big. So I don't understand why an NFL offensive lineman doesn't become a story. You know what I'm saying? So like people who want a story to be big, it will be big. And that's the issue I have with it. It seems like the only stories they want to be big usually involves NFL players. The offensive lineman who was caught smoking before the draft. He's an offensive lineman. So that's my issue with the whole thing. I understand black athletes are popular, but that somebody in the chat said the same thing. Ben Roethlisberger, yes, the story was big, but you getting caught twice and you still in the league with the same situation. I don't know, man. This seems funny to me.
I gotta agree with you, brother. So I don't want it to come across that I was insensitive or don't think that it's definitely race involved that behind it. I agree that plays a huge factor in it. I'm just saying that I think that not only does the race play a factor in it, I think that they know that race plays a factor. So now they're flipping the script on us. Like instead of making it like overtly they're just being racist, what they do is they attack or come after the black person because they know that's the media that white people are going to want to absorb, and it's the media that we're going to want to fight back on. So now they can use, not only they can use the story, but they use our ability to understand that the bullshit is going on behind the scenes with the story to use that as ammo for to carry the story even farther. You see what I'm saying?
But
Andrew Bogut's whole thing makes it even worse because he said they knew it about a year prior. So that's a year. I learned about it last Thursday.
Right.
NBA Today is daily. So that's Thursday. They didn't say anything about it. Friday, they didn't say anything about it. People had to make it a big deal over the weekend for Malika to say something about it late Monday. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on here?
Well, let me get to hold on. I'm gonna read this real quick. I want to go to John Lee, and then we got G Bone, OD, and Kid Days. So let me read this, and again, I don't know how accurate this is. This is from natag.com. It says it is reported that the girl Liv Cook is a junior at Newport Harbor High School. She is also a school volleyball player. It says the alleged photo adds a layer of concern to the unfolding situation, especially considering the public scrutiny of that's involved here. So I don't know if this is confirmed, but it says that she is a player on the Newport Harbor High School volleyball team. But like again, people have almost every report that I see, everybody's real dicey about saying what her age actually is. So junior, so what we need to ask ourselves is the pictures of her playing volleyball at Newport Harbor High School. Are those from 2 years ago, or are they currently now? Because I know she's not on their roster now. So we have to ask ourselves, when was she a part of that? Was she a junior then, or is she a junior now as we speak? And that's where these facts get dicey. That's what I would like to know. But let me go to Johnny real quick. What's up, Johnny?
What up, Lamont? Salute. This situation with Malika, and you see a pattern with ESPN's moderators. It was the same thing with Jamel Hill, the same thing with Sage Steele, the same thing with Kerry Champion, just constantly bashing black athletes. There was a story not too long ago. There was a football player. I forgot his name, but he had nearly killed his girlfriend. If anybody knows that player's name, but it's not just that, the output of it. It's also the consequences. Like, you guys don't you guys realize that when these white athletes get in trouble for whether it's domestic violence or some other situation, their punishment tends to be a lot less, cruel compared to black athletes. Do you guys realize that?
Yeah, that's the judicial system, man. That's bigger than just athletes too.
I want to hold on.
Say that again. Whose punishment seemed worse?
I said that white athletes' punishments seem a lot more less severe compared to black athletes.
Like, give me an example.
Yeah,
the Vanderbilt case where that guy was accused of raping. The black girls that was drunk. I mean, the white girls that were drunk. It was literally a case where the dude in Stanford was going through the same thing. He actually did rape her. They had credible evidence, and he got probation or something like that.
He knew the judge. He knew the judge.
Yeah. But that's an example I'm just giving you. But
I no, you are right. A lot of people were, because that case even was so bad. Didn't they bring him back and re-sentence him or something?
I'm not sure about the details. I just know at the time.
You're right.
When they got sentenced, I know that it was literally going on at the same time. That's why they were able to draw the parallels with the case.
Yeah.
And see, that's another thing we have to consider too, is we got to be careful when we compare penalties in one state, even county, to another state in another county, because some states have a tendency to be more lenient in certain types of things, where in other states, and then also certain states with regards to state laws have certain minimums. Mandatory minimums. So judges only have so much leeway, and that leeway is based on the law. There's certain cases where the judge has leeway to turn your entire murder sentence into 50 years of probation. There's other states where it's mandatory. You got to go to jail 50 years before you can even even get considered to come out again. So it's hard for me, but that is an example that we can take into consideration. But I would like to see an example where we're dealing with the same judge handling two cases, and I have to see that, because once you start crossing state lines,
Well, I mean,
It's just
Lamar, I
it's
mean,
different from
we
state to
can,
state.
Wait,
like I said,
real
that's why I
quick.
said it's bigger than just. My bad. I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's bigger. I said it's bigger than just. You use the analogy for sports, and I'm using the analogy for the just judicial system in itself because I know for a fact, the Baltimore County, PG County, over there in Baltimore, PG and Baltimore County, over from I think from 1997 until the mid through 2010s, they were prosecuting black and brown completely different than they were prosecuting whites committing the same crime, and that was under a federal and I think it almost went to the highest of courts of Baltimore, and it came back, and a lot of those people got adjudicated, and they were able to like get off on early on their sentences just based off of the bias within that precinct and within the police department and how they were like sentenced as far as like the court structure and all of that stuff. So you can do the math. I mean, I don't know the complete history, but I know we live in the United States, and there's always been cases like that. And that's, like I said, that's just the judicial system too. So
Yeah, real quick, the football player's name, his name was Chad Wheeler. That's the player I was referring to, Chad Wheeler.
Can I say something real quick?
No, go ahead. Hold on, Avion. Let me get to somebody that. Let me get to one of the guys that's been waiting. Let me get to G-Bone real quick and OD and Kid, and then I'll open it up to everybody. Go ahead, G-Bone.
Sup, Lamar, and salute to the panel. So I just feel like with these athletes, with ESPN, like it's literally has become a race thing, and I think they're doing it for ratings. Stephen A had went on his YouTube channel talking about like, oh, Malika's doing this because the bosses say so. So that's one of the things we're kind of wondering. Like, I still think Malika is added her own sauce to it and is willing to break down these African American athletes where they don't have the same energy for people who are not of color. So I think this situation is just really, messed up and in general. So that's really all I got to say on it.
All right, let me go to OD. OD been waiting, man. Salute to OD pulling up. OD, what you got on this?
Yeah, salute to the panel. But yeah, but it's a bit of a messed up situation because we don't know the full details. We don't really actually know the girl's age. I see a lot in the chat like they pretty much know everything. I agree with you though. I feel like a lot of they go on ESPN and they rely on that kind of source. But when you look at DP, Malika Andrews with the Boston Celtics head coach, the guy gets promoted to a first team coach, probably his biggest achievement. Straight away they bring up his history. Same with Kevin Porter Jr. Apparently he should go to jail. It's like I feel like like you said, if he's a player that they care and majority is black players, they at the end of the day they get paid millions of dollars. I'm your boss, you're gonna speak this way, and that's how it's gonna go. That's why I don't watch ESPN. That's why I appreciate channels like yours and other brothers who's got content like this. But the reality is, bro, like it could also be a situation where he went with his pals, anything. He got drunk and he's assuming she's over the age because the security guard checks the IDs, lets them in. And once you get drunk, you don't really see 100%. You're having a good time and you want to end it in a good time. You know what I mean? Like it's just, and with the parent situation, like that's a bit fishy as well. You know what I mean? Like they don't want nothing to do with the police, and I don't know, man. And I just want to say these NBA players, like, they need to fix up, bro, because they got the best luxury job in the world. People will kill to have that kind of jobs. You know what I mean? Like sleeping. Josh Giddey, if you're listening, bro, sleep with some milfs, bro. Sleep with older women, bro. Just hit the gym instead of hitting clubs. You know what I mean? But that's just me, bro.
Yeah, and that's what I said. There is some accountability that needs to be sent at Josh Giddey. Whether he doesn't get charged criminally or not, he has some responsibility in this, and he is going to get suspended. Right. Once this all gets cleared up and the facts get put out there, if he's cleared of any criminal charges, he's going to get suspended because he was you know, being like the caller just said, being a professional athlete, you have an additional layer of responsibility, man. You're a target. You know that you're a target from many different angles, and you have to just kind of cross your T's and dot your I's a little bit more than a normal person, even in a club.
It's the same. My thing is, it's the same thing. Well, not the same thing exactly, because obviously it's a different situation. But it just is reminiscent of the Ja Morant situation. You carry the shield of the NBA, and it's your responsibility to understand that you're representing the NBA at all times. So if you want to go out and get drunk and sleep and be with different little young looking girls, you have a judiciary responsibility as an NBA player to make sure that these women are of age. Like, that's just your responsibility. That's a responsibility as a human, but especially when you have these high paying jobs and high paying roles in the, you know what I'm saying, with the NBA, and you have a brand on your back. You just have to do it. So they definitely should suspend it.
Oh shit, I'll be checking the IDs, bro.
Yeah, but you know, look, that's the thing. But that's another element right there. Like, if she got into the club with a fake ID, let's say he did ask to see her ID and she just showed him the fake. Like, now does the responsibility of him knowing it's a fake ID fall on him?
No,
and that's where
Lamont, if he's got fully alcohol in him, that, like, how can you blame? Like, let's say if he's seen the ID is like 21, and if he's drunk, like, can you really blame him though? He
definitely. In the law, he wouldn't be going to jail.
But my question, the real question would be is, we're all men here. I'm gonna ask you a question. How many times has anybody here asked to see an ID?
That's the difference, though,
I'm prior
Lamont.
military. I'm prior military, so I always ask.
But that's the difference, Lamont. If we had a class, my bad for cutting you off. If we had a class that showed us, listen, it's vultures out here, guys. And it is your responsibility. You have media training. Not only do you have media training, you have a lot of other trainings to dealing with these women that are actually out for your money, out for you know, to taint the brand of the NBA. Once you have this type of stuff going on, you know what I'm saying? You do have to be a lot more cautious than your average guy. It's just more responsibility.
And also, Lamont, this need to be added too, because this is happening in 3 states on the East Coast.
Okay.
They're trying to drop the age of marry to 12 years old. There's actually 3 states on the East Coast that's trying to put it on their books.
What?
To drop the legal age to 12 years old. I know one is Virginia. One is Virginia. There is 3 states on the East Coast that's trying to put that on their books now. Because what none of y'all have really paid attention to, a lot of the older Caucasian men go overseas, marry these young girls young. When they come back through TSA, they'll make it seem like that's their niece or whatever. They actually married them overseas and bring them back over here. But they married them young overseas.
Bro, I don't find that. I can't find that.
Well, how do we connect that back to this situation though? As far as the Josh Giddey, how do we connect it back?
Yeah.
Well, I was speaking on exactly what we was talking about when he brought up the court system and actually checking IDs. That's what I was talking about. Now, when it comes to the classes that the other gentleman brought up, the NBA have been holding those classes. They actually been holding those classes for 10 years now.
I don't know if it covers that though. I've sat through one of those seminars. Those seminars more so cover similar to what the college athletes have to go through.
Yes, it is very similar. Yes.
But those seminars primarily cover avoiding like the SA charges or the R charges. So
right.
So and you know how to not get tripped up. You know, even in college now, D1 athletes. So one of the reasons why, like, whenever a situation like this happens with a D1 athlete, the reason why the player almost in all cases is immediately kicked off the team. It's because college players are literally, and I know it seems stupid, and it's probably like this, but college players are literally given waivers on a piece of paper that they are supposed to hand to women to sign before anything happens. And so what happens is if an incident pops up and one of those waivers ain't signed, you're automatically held accountable, whether you're right or wrong in the legal. You are all, unless you have one of those waivers signed, you're always going to get kicked off the team, because that waiver basically exonerates you, at least
Right.
from the school's perspective. And so this is why you see so many athletes get kicked off teams when these pop up. It's not because the school thinks they're guilty. It's because the players think it's kind of corny to hand a waiver over right before the deed is done. Like, before we do the deed, you got to sign this waiver. And some of the players just think it's kind of corny, but they don't realize how serious it is until that one of these incidents sneaks up on them and they in the hot seat.
Hold on. I got something to say. Just for research purposes, I see nothing in Virginia that dictates about they trying to implement a 12-year-old age marriage. So that's false. I just want to put that out there because I don't want people to.
They are working on it. It has not gotten approved yet.
Bro, I'm looking at it right now, bro. It's nothing. It's nothing in the news cycle that says anything about this, bro. I'm sorry. That's false.
Bro, they've been talking about that for 6 months. I'll
Bro,
actually get the link. Hold on.
Bro,
hold on. We'll get to that later. Look, we'll get to all that later. Look, like I said, I don't want to get too far off topic on something else.
Yeah.
My thing is, I think, let me get to Kid Dace real quick, because he's the only one who hasn't chimed in on this. Let me get to Kid Dace. Kid Dace, what's good, man? What you got on this, man? You got to take yourself off mute. I see you still on mute there. Oh, so I don't think Kid Dace is with us, so we'll just go ahead and open it up to everybody. But look, y'all. Look, the only information that I've seen so far, and again, how accurate this is, I don't know. Again, this is what I just found about her. And it says, let me remove this comment from the screen.
And that's not a good look, man.
So basically what it says is, and it basically says her age and her birthday here. Hold on, let me remove this real quick so we can see it. So it says her age is 15, born March 8th, 2008. And again, this was a website that literally was just created after this incident happened. So how accurate this is, I don't know, because this is the main picture they have of her. Says is a junior at Newport Harbor. The headlines with Josh Giddey. But so again, I don't know how accurate that birthday is, March 8th, 2008. But that's, like I said, it's not from a very credible website, I would say, but that's some of the information that's out there. You can take it for what it's worth. But I think this situation, man, it's gonna be deep.
I got a question, Lamont.
Yeah, go ahead.
My bad. For a sec, like if we just thought about this for a second, if this was Shea Gilgeous-Alexander instead of Giddey, all right, how hard would it be for media pundits, ESPN, CNN, all of those conglomerates like that? How hard would it be to actually get a real age on how old this chick is?
I don't think it'll be very hard, man.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll be hard at all.
Let's think about that. Like, that's how you know it's shielding going on. You know,
no one really cares about Josh Giddey like that. You're right.
No, I don't even feel like it's no one not even caring. You got to know that it's shielding going on, because it would be extremely easy to get those types of facts if this person was black. That's just my
honest but what I'm saying is, what if, like you said, I'm the way it looks to me, and this is just my guess, I believe that the media outlets have identified the age, and she's older than what people are saying. And so when you hear Stephen A talk about, I don't want to get sued, and he has $1 billion, he's working for a network that's $1 billion network with resources that can literally find out any and everything about a person in 2.2 seconds.
Right.
So when he's saying we can't say nothing because of the potential threat of getting sued, maybe one of the reasons is because they've already identified who she is and how old she actually is, and that a lot of this is just that's been blown out of proportion by social media. Maybe that's the case.
That's a huge potential.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. We have to look at that. We have to take into the fact that ESPN is not us. They have resources far beyond our scope. And they probably have databases where they can just type a name in and know everything about you. They have private investigators that can find things out that you would never imagine. And so the fact is, I believe that it's that she's just older. It's just popular right now to say she's younger because that's the striking headline. But if it comes out that she was 17 and she's 19 right now, everybody like the story's just going to immediately die, and it kills everybody's conversation about it. So I don't know.
I listen. I was in, I guess, freshman college when the Sandusky and Joe Paterno scandal hit the fan on ESPN. It was hitting every news channel in America. Now the way that the media treated Joe Paterno, bro, during that time, it's like they didn't want to crucify him in the media, but they had to. But you notice after the 6 months after the case, it kind of died down, and they started giving Joe Paterno back, all his wins and all his accolades.
Didn't
Because
he
for
die
certain
right after that?
figures, yeah, I know. I'm talking about for his legacy because you got to remember, like a couple of weeks after the scandal came out, he got all his certain bowls taken away, and then like 100 wins taken away from his record. But and then it was reinstated. But it was reinstated under the rug, like nobody didn't know about it until like local news outlets like posted it. So what I'm saying, like for certain figures, if the name is big enough, they have power and control in the media space, like a Joe Paterno, then those type of figures will always be protected. Now, for people like Josh Giddey and younger athletes that don't have a power or control in the media space, they're gonna get the different type of scrutiny. Like we saw it with Michael Phelps. Like people forget about that, but when his situation hit the fan, he got crucified, bro. He got crucified. Then there was something about banning him from the Olympics after that over a picture. The same thing with Josh Giddey over a picture of a bong. And they try to take away his medals. He got suspended. Everything they tried to do to Josh Giddey, they did to Michael Phelps.
But Avion, this is like right now we have to do a lot of we just got to make some reasonable conclusions. I think we can all agree that the most reasonable conclusion here, just based on how much information is out there about this girl, that at some point in time, it's a high likelihood that Josh Giddey might have dealt with her when she was under the age of 18. I don't know if that was 17, 16, or 15, but I can reasonably conclude something happened when he was over 18 and she was under 18. I can almost guarantee that. I'm not an idiot. I think we have to now progress to the next level of that, which is, okay, the next level of that is going to be, did she lie? Was he deceived? Did he knowingly? Did he really know her age? And so I don't know, man. It's just tough. I just know that the one thing I know is that dudes don't do a ton of research.
Oh, I agree with that. But like
when certain things get placed in front of them, a lot of research ain't getting done.
Hey, Lamont, let me chime in right quick. Hey, Lamont, let me chime in right quick.
Yeah, go ahead, Wally. My bad, Wally. My bad.
No problem. I appreciate you letting me back up again, Lamont. Yeah. And shout out to the channel. But let me say this to you, man. Stephen A. Smith and the young lady, I think her name is Michaela. I don't know, Andrews or whatever.
Yeah, Malika Andrews.
What I was saying when I was typing in the chat, they have a responsibility, man, to report the news according to what the establishment tells them to report. And ESPN has established a pattern. When situations like this occur with black athletes, oh man, they already done crucified them. They done dug all the way back into their background, and then they added insult to injury by adding on issues that don't have nothing to do with what's really the incident, right? Yeah. This guy, Josh Giddey, is a professional athlete. He getting paid. He representing the NBA and he representing himself. I ain't never been around no girl and asked her, let me see your ID. Let me see your health record. No, you don't do that, man. That's not even reasonable. That don't even make sense. But you can look at the girl and size her up and see if she fit a criteria of what age bracket she might fit in. If you're talking to her, where you work at, what you doing, what you driving, the basic questions that you ask somebody when you first meet them. Now, for something to get to this point right here, man, he done did something. But it's he done did something. But it's up to it's up to whether or not the people with the money want to do something to him. Now,
Exactly.
Stephen A. Smith and that other girl, if it was a black athlete, I don't care what the level is that he's playing on or where he's located. They gonna bring out all of the dirt. He gonna get diarrhea of the mouth. He gonna start talking and adding. He gonna be adding and subtracting. Now he talking about all of a sudden he don't want to get sued. Come on, bro. Save that for somebody who don't know no better. We've been watching you, man. You see, when it's a black person involved, Stephen A. Smith, he go right to work because that's the agenda. I saw a take on the brother that broke his leg. He played for the Nets.
Kenyon Martin.
Say that again, man.
Kenyon Martin.
Kenyon Martin. And he said he had to go directly to Stephen A. Smith and check him. Because what you say out your mouth to an international audience, you directly impacting somebody's pocketbook, their purse strings, man. And that's what he knows how to
Don't
do.
forget about the one from Louisville, the Louisville college athlete when he broke his leg. Don't forget about that one either.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. This is what he's paid to do. And I put in the chat that racism, it sells, man. You know what I mean? Most black people are Democrat, they are in the Democratic Party, right? And we vote Democrat and we don't check out the policies. We don't check out none of that or what's going on. We just vote because I'm black, I got to vote Democrat. This young man is in hot water, and what's saving him right now is the money.
Yes.
Is he the kind of guy that we want to throw under the bus? They done had their board meeting. Everybody that came in and talked like we talking on the panel right now. They say, man, we ain't gonna do that to him. So this is why you don't hear nothing about an investigation. Stephen A. Smith and they getting on board now when it's safe to report.
Right.
Nothing. You see what I'm saying? This after the fact, man. This
Okay,
after, this,
but that's why to Lamont original topic, if I may, because I also have this question for you. With the 5 prior stories that Malika has reported on, right? She reported on the 2 ex-pro players on their death with the way that she reported on them. You had Idoka, now you have the Boston coach now, then you have what she did on draft day. And to now have this one and be so silent.
that's strange, ain't it? But it ain't so strange. You talking about the Boston? You talking about the Boston Celtic coach that had the affair on his wife, right?
Yeah,
Now
Idoka
hold it, man. Hold it.
and wait, and the new head coach. She brought up his prior history also.
But at the end of the day, bro. At the end of the day, those are consenting adults, man. How does that
It doesn't even
translate
equate.
to? I gotta lose my job.
Yeah.
I have to lose my job because I had some kind of relationship with somebody in the job or on the job. How does that make me lose my job though?
Because the female partner was married and he was still single. He wasn't engaged, he was still single. But
But
she
still,
was
man,
married.
what
It
does that
doesn't
have to
equate,
do?
bro.
What does that have to do with that man's ability to coach a basketball team, win a championship?
Oh,
What does that
policy
have
of
to
the
do with
team.
that? Don't have nothing to do with basketball, man. That's a civil issue, a domestic issue inside the houses. That don't
Right,
have
but that
nothing to do with him being able to coach grown men. and get
Right,
him to execute on a basketball court. I don't understand
And
how that relates.
like you said though, these and Lamont, like these companies have big board meetings. These companies have people that do algorithms that understand what's going to sell, what's going to make people talk about the story, what's going to make people click this story more.
Mhm.
So when they
Right.
got all of this information, they come up with the angle that they want to pursue. Now, Lamont, what you said earlier, I agree with 100%. Let's say, for instance, the girl was 17 and she actually, you know what I'm saying, and in that state, it was cool and everything's on the up and up. It's still Malika Andrews and Stephen A. and those kinds of people's responsibility to report that aspect of the story, even if they know it to be true. Because guess what? At the end of the day, the people need to know the information because you're the sports information website. You're the sports information conglomerate.
But that's the problem. Like they also have ESPN also has a track record of knowing that the true and accurate information is out there and not reporting it.
But that's what I'm saying. That's the nastiness. Remember what I said at the beginning.
So I don't know why we rely on them for accuracy. Like I don't know why we rely on ESPN for this high degree of reporting, but they don't have a history of high degree.
That's anything.
Somebody has an echo.
I don't know who it is. It's bad.
Somebody has some feed going on in their mic. Let me see who it is. I don't think it's Wally. Let me see. Is it Wally? Yeah, Wally, it's you. I had to mute you, Wally.
But you good. But I wanted to finish up. That's what I was saying. So Lamont, that's what I'm saying. And that supersedes anything sports. That's any media. If you're consuming after all of what we know about the media, if you're consuming the media at face value and not believing that there's anything other to the story or there's not two sides to the story, you can even look at the Palestine stuff. You look at any situation, the Kyrie situation. It's always two sides to the story, and it's up to you as an individual to understand and try to digest what's really going on and then come to a conclusion after having multiple sources, not just going off of one source. Like, because the media, like you said, they're gonna have their side that they want to pursue based off of ratings, based off of all the things, because it's a money hungry situation. We live in a capitalist society and everything gonna boil down to the money. You know?
My thing is if you can ignore the Giddey situation, which it seems like it was going on for a while, if you could ignore it, why not ignore everything else? You know what I mean? Like, regardless of how you report it, if you're not going to report it, why not ignore every other situation? Because now when a lot of these guys come out of it exonerated, like many of them do, their careers are still affected, and you can still be in the line of getting sued now because their career will never be the same. They will always be known as whatever meme we want to have for this person. You know what I'm saying? So
that's where you have to ask yourself, because that was a great point. That's where you got to ask yourself. ESPN has had a history of doing this to a number of players. Yes, the majority of those guys have been black, but there have been some white ones sprinkled in there. And so all of a sudden, when this situation pops up and they completely reverse course on how they handle, you have to ask yourself, what made them reverse course? And that's why I said, when I caught wind from my guy, he works for the Houston Astros, and he told me that Kevin Porter's legal team sent notice to ESPN and actually multiple other news outlets that he will be filing civil litigation against him once his criminal situation is done. And basically what happens is, I think in the state of Texas, before you file a civil case, you have to give the other side
a letter.
You have to send a letter, but you have to give them the opportunity to remedy it. You have to give them a chance to fix
right their wrongs, basically.
Yes. And so when ESPN gets put on notice, and we talked about some of that, it's just like, damn, that they reverse course. So again, that's why when Stephen A. talked, it was odd to me that he said we don't want to get sued. I'm just like, why are you saying we don't want to get sued? I said, you just said a whole bunch of stuff you could have got sued for. Like, why are you talking about lawsuits now? And see, it's just so that's what I'm saying. So
and also, my bad. I want because like we getting back to the money. I think that it matters that Disney and ESPN is not in a financial state that they were in prime time first take. You see what I'm saying? Prime time ESPN being the number one leader in sports all the time.
Something's wrong with your mic, Wally.
not having a Fox Sports to compete with them. They literally just having a monopoly on sports.
Hold on, Wally. Something's wrong with your mic, Wally. You got like some noise coming out of it. It's messed up. I don't know if you're trying to talk. You might have to hop out and pop back in, Wally, because it's messed up.
My thing is though, like, how many people here? If I know we can't raise hands, how many people really knew about the Kristaps Porzingis thing or the Luke Walton?
I did.
Right now.
I did.
Exactly. We all watch sports. Kristaps Porzingis is a pretty popular player, right? Especially if you're a Knicks fan. You know what I'm saying? So
I even knew about the Brett Favre situation before it actually hit.
No, it like the Brett Favre situation. I knew about it because they made a big deal out of it. But I think the situations because like I think it's more convoluted because they're in a position where they've done this. You know, I call it bullfuckery for the longest, and now it's starting to bite them in the butt. Where eventually, I think there's a major like a lot of these former players are going to come together, and it's going to be a big lawsuit against ESPN as well as like any other sports news or media. But that's just my take.
yeah, that's why I say it's not just about being sued now, because the Kristaps Porzingis situation, for those who don't know, is 4 years old.
So what specifically happened with Kristaps? Because I'm not familiar with him.
I'm not
familiar. So he was accused of R word on somebody, right?
Yes.
The first report was just an R word to a white woman. The second report that it was a black woman, and he called her the N word and said, "I own you," pretty much.
Yeah,
it was like a whole bunch of stuff
he
like
said
that.
in that quote.
Go ahead.
No, I said he said in that quote, "Shut up, bitch! You're my slave." That's what Kristaps said.
Right? Yeah. It wasn't the N word. It was a slave thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that happened 4 years ago. A lot of people, that's because I spoke to people on Twitter about it. A lot of people have no idea what happened. They watch basketball, they watch sports, all of this stuff. Nobody knew anything about it. You know what I'm saying? That's why it seems like a lot of this stuff is being hid, particularly when it comes to white athletes, especially white good enough athletes in the NBA. I think they want them to be successful, and the way they're highlighting what's his name, Reeves, like he's the next Kobe or he's white Kobe. I think this happens. You know what I'm saying? So there may be a new lawsuit coming out, but I think there's some evidence of this happening in the past. I understand Dana White. Okay, we can say he's got big numbers or big investment in ESPN, but even the players, it kind of goes with that same situation as well too. It seems like they're hiding.
Let me read this about the Porzingis situation. So this is a very weird story. So it says the New York Daily News cited Saturday a source who said the woman reported Porzingis held her down on the bed, punched her several times in the face. This is a follow-up report by TMZ struck a similar note citing law enforcement sources who said the woman, who is 29 years old, black, told police Porzingis hit her in the face, spit on her, called her my bitch, my slave, and he owned her. It says the incident was said to have taken place a few hours after Porzingis had tore his ACL in his left knee during a game versus the Milwaukee Bucks, an injury that kept him out of the NBA for more than a year. And it says, according to a documentary about the ACL tear, says Porzingis had joined his two brothers and his physiotherapist in drinking tequila shots after returning home from receiving the diagnosis that night. So, man, that's what I'm saying. Like, bro, my boy tears his ACL, and you telling me 2 hours after he tears his ACL? I mean, that's what I'm saying.
You trying to get some ass or something? Like that's what
I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know if any of y'all tore your ACL. You ain't
trying to get
I ain't trying to get no ass.
I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. Some of these stories, like that's what I'm saying. Some of these stories, like you gotta be like, Lamont. And he was with 4 people too. Who like I don't.
Yeah, but we've seen these things pop off, blow up off just accusation.
Yeah, you are right. You are right.
No, so yeah, so Lamont, like basically the situation. So with the whole Josh Giddey thing, I don't know. Like the state of Oklahoma, the age of consent is 16 in the state of Oklahoma.
Well, this is going to be a case out of California.
Yeah.
because the girl lives in California.
Yeah.
And that's why the Newport police are investigating it, because this is out of, and in California, the age of consent is 18.
Okay. It's
So
18.
everybody keeps talking about Australia and Oklahoma. This
Yeah.
is about where it happened. Obviously,
Well,
this will be a federal case if he flew her to Oklahoma, and these allocations will potentially, the feds will be investigating if he flew her anywhere, because that would make it federal. So, and it could potentially be some type of trafficking charge involved.
Yeah.
Right,
So,
because that's
my,
crossing state line.
yeah. So the fact that it was in California, age of consent in California is 18, so it needs to get investigated. The problem with all of this is that for whatever reason,
the family ain't
the girl and the family are refusing to cooperate with police.
That got
And
some.
I believe they're not cooperating because she's guilty of a crime. And because California made that new law meaning when you lie about your age, they made it a felony.
Yeah. My thing is, I see. I don't even put blame. I'm like, my thing is, Josh. I'm like, Josh, man, you gotta do better, bro. You can't be getting trapped like that. But because I really feel like she lied about her age, though.
Yeah, but big chest. But the thing is, if you take yourself back to when you was 19, 20,
yeah.
I mean, how many great decisions did you make? All of us. I mean, to really be honest about it.
I didn't. Yeah, I did. Yeah, well, a
I,
lot of
I
bad
just want
decisions in a bit. So yeah, you're right.
I just want to make it clear. I don't care about the actual trial, the case, or any of that stuff. Like the law system will handle that on its own. I only care about the reporting. I don't want to mince the message that's coming out right now. That's up to the law. I'm just talking about the reporting.
Malika, whatever. I don't honestly. I feel like, and this is just my personal opinion, I feel like she just got some vendetta against black men. She the way she talked about Ime Udoka when that situation happened. I felt it was uncalled for. Then it's the fact that she tried to upstage Stephen A. Smith on his own show, talking nonsense. It's hard for me to believe that Richard Jefferson and Perk can literally just be cool with her like that, in my opinion. Because I really feel like she just has something against.
But we don't know. Remember, we don't know if that's the thing is how we see them on air. I guarantee you, is not how they are off air.
Lamont, was it Malika Andrews that Jalen Rose, I guess, tried to hug and she made?
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that. It was two situations. One of them where it seemed like it was something about somebody touching her shoulder and she looked like she was uncomfortable. She looked uncomfortable. And then when you replay it and zoom in, it wasn't no touch like that. She just accused him of touching her in a certain way, and it didn't happen.
She said, "Stop touching my armpit and everything."
Yeah.
And I'm like, you look at the video, bro. His hand was literally on not even close to her. It was literally, I think, on the side of her. It was not even. She was barely even touching. And but it's
my thing is for Malika Andrews. So if you're live on air, why would you just blurt that out to me? Like some of these people like this, how many things happen when you're doing live shows, but you just can't blurt something out, even if you are uncomfortable. There's so many things where you got to maintain your composure because you're on live TV. You can't just blurt. For her to just blurt that out, get your hand out my armpit. It's just, that's why I say I don't give her a pass, because she just has a track record of just trying to victimize herself or appear to be the victim, and no matter what the cost is. So it's just bad. And that's why. But the thing with me is, while some people are making this black and white, I tell you guys, I have a bias here. I'm always going to side with the athlete until proven otherwise. And that's because nobody else stands with these athletes. You said what?
But that's what we're stating. It's not you. We're just talking about like how your subject line is. We're talking about the way she has been reporting previously, and then when it comes to this one, it's a clear bias of energy of reporting everything. It's just night and day. Even Jalen Rose, just like the young man just brought up, Jalen Rose even tried to clean it up. Man, that's my sister. I'll never do nothing to her. We not saying you did something to her. We saying with the way that she blurted out, "Get your hand out my armpit."
She's trying to do something to you.
Yeah.
She's trying to make you be perceived in a certain light just based off of her actions and interactions with you. And that's a manipulative thing that a lot of people, not even just Malika Andrews, but just in life, people do. You know what I mean? If they want you to look a certain way, they set you up. And that, and like you said, with her backtrack and her record of how she's made black men be perceived, for that to come full circle and be played out on live television where we can actually see that that this actual black man that you're trying to make look this kind of way isn't doing that, it doesn't bode well for your character when it comes to these types of situations at all.
And actually, if you check her bio, she actually started as a criminal reporter. So she
okay. Say less.
She on that
And
okay.
to me, it's not even a black and white thing. It's a black man thing because there's plenty of WNBA domestic violence situations going on that she doesn't report. And remember, the NBA shows were doing a lot of reporting on WNBA fair payment and fair this and that during that time, right? And in the recent years. So it's not like they're ignoring the WNBA.
And I don't
Right.
want to. Yeah, I agree. And I don't want. And I hate to get conspiratorial on here, Lamont, because I know you like facts over feelings. You know what I'm saying? So you definitely want the facts. But I just, as a black man, all black men on this panel, I'm assuming I heard voices. I don't know. Maybe somebody, maybe another race. But just as us all here on this panel, knowing what we know, let's think about what we know about these businesses like ESPN. Now, a position like Malika's, these positions aren't just given out to anybody. They vet these people. They have making sure these people are going to go in line with what they actually want people to do. Now, when you have people in these same positions, like a Sage Steele, like a Jamel Hill, those people were in what Malika Andrews actually serves right now at ESPN, which is the affluent black woman in a position to lead over all kinds of different broadcasts. And when ESPN had a situation going on where almost having a mutiny after the Sage Steele situation, and and them wanting to see more black faces, what better way for these companies than to get basically a Trojan horse type situation where, all right, we'll feed the narrative of this person is in power and position and black affluent people are rising in the company, but we're going to use that same person to feed all the narratives that we actually really, as these types of corporations and conglomerates really want to be being fed, which is the narrative of the angry black man, the narrative of, the out of control black man. All of these things sell to the masses and the people we want to sell to. So we'll just get her to do it, and I don't put it past them.
Speaking of Jamel Hill, when the Chad Wheeler situation blew up, people tweeted at her like, why don't you report on this, right? She basically said, I'm busy.
Yeah, but you have to understand that, Jamel Hill, at that point in time, she have her own segment, her own show.
Yeah, that show was trash.
So one of the things is, if your show's already struggling, you don't want to kill your show even more by reporting on a story that nobody cares about. So, like, the rating side of this matters too. Like, everybody's talking about the Josh Giddey situation. Now it's profitable to talk about it. But the Chad Wheeler situation, nobody cared because nobody knows who Chad Wheeler is. Football players can get away with it. Just like y'all said, all of these domestic violence cases, the WNBA has far more domestic violence cases than the NBA. They don't get reported on it because nobody cares about the WNBA. The Raquana Williams, the most recent case, it literally happened around the same time as Kevin Porter Jr. Raquana Williams had tortured her girlfriend for 10 hours, choking her, beating her up for 10 hours. I'm talking about, she took domestic violence to the next level, right? But you see how her situation got reported compared to Kevin Porter's situation. Nobody cares about the WNBA. When Brittany Griner got in her situation, as famous as she is, nobody cared. Remember when Brittany Griner came home from being locked up in Russia, it was about 15 people waiting on her. Didn't nobody care. No, that's just literally like.
And,
that's
and they asked her to take a pay cut.
So
And
we
they
don't
asked her to
care.
take a pay cut. So
Yeah, don't nobody care about them women. Like, so we
That
only
one,
care about the
that
real
one I
sport.
disagree with a little bit. I think the Brittany Griner situation. I know what you're saying. The Brittany Griner one, and specifically, was a little big. The
yeah,
the thing about Jamel Hill was they weren't asking her to do anything on the show. They were like, just your opinion on Twitter. She was like, not right now. Like, I'm busy. Like, I'm actually doing something right now. Like, that's a weird response.
Yeah, but
to a woman
Lamont
almost
said
being
it
beat.
though. If you've got a struggling show on ESPN, that's going to affect your set.
No, I'm
That's
talking
going
about
to
just a
affect the amount
tweet.
of people that tune into you though. Tweeting
Oh,
stuff
okay,
affects
okay,
the people that are
okay.
going to want to tune into that show. But my bad.
Okay.
I agree. But look, look. I gotta shut this one down, man. I gotta head to practice, man. I just wanted to do a quick show about this, man. Just because I just think people are, the fact that ESPN is silent on it, to me, this is what we've been calling for. We've been getting on them for a long time about jumping the gun, and when they finally shut their mouth and shut the hell up and just let it play out, we get mad at them and say, why ain't y'all talking? So it's just like, what do we want? Do we want ESPN and these media outlets to just go jump and slam the players, or do we want them to actually start shutting the hell up? And we'll see. Obviously, we'll see the next time this affects a black athlete, their direction, their true course. We'll see if they shut the hell up and just let the cards play out. But as it stands right now, the ESPN is being mum on Josh Giddey, and I'm gonna just like Fontaine said, man. I think ESPN knows a lot more than what we do, and that's one of the reasons why they shutting the hell up. I believe they know some shit about this, that where if they jump the gun, they can be in some hot water, even more so with the Kevin Porter. But make sure y'all, I'm putting Fontaine's link in the chat. Make sure y'all give Fontaine a sub, man. Go check out his channel, man. Hey, Fontaine, you got to hit me on IG.
What's good, man?
Look, I'm doing FanDuel today.
Okay.
I need a winner, man. Yesterday, I thought I had a winner. I'm talking about I hit a gold mine with Julius Randle. I thought I hit some home runs, but especially with some of those OKC players like Jalen Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And I still, man, I couldn't even get in the money, man. I think I did four lineups. I think I was at around 330 around all of them. 330 is a decent score. Didn't get in the money on none of them.
That's not sharp no more, man.
Bro, do you remember the days?
What,
you remember the days on
290 will get you money, though?
290 will get you. Right. It was days where 300, 310, you might be in some decent money.
Yeah.
330 is going to get you profit. And 350s and higher, you looking to win. 400 is almost a guarantee. Now I'm seeing guys cracking 450 to win.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah. When I took the one I sent you the other day, when I took down, dude, I had, what was it? I think it was 398 in a 200 man. So like, you know what I'm saying? It's only 200 people. And it took 398 to take it down. Like, in the old days, if you had 200 people, you could take it down with 320.
I remember when I won 9,000 on FanDuel. It was one of the ones where it was one because what happened was it was one of the ones where the max entry was 3 entries.
Okay,
and so I put the entries in, but I put the same lineup in 3 times, but I forgot to modify the other 2.
So you came in first, second,
but then I came in first place 3 times.
Yeah.
So I got 3,000 off each one, and it's just like I'm like, bro, but that was so lucky. Like that was one where it was a sheer accident. I didn't sit down and strategize. It was just all. I even won a first place in hockey one time, just off sheer accident, bro. I don't know nothing about hockey. I was just picking averages. Bro, I won first place in hockey, bro. So sometimes it's luck.
Yeah.
And what's my gamer tag? My gamer tag is Lanehead. LA. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
And I just subscribed to that link.
Oh, appreciate it, man. Thanks for the love, dude. Like I drop I appreciate it too, Lamont. So basically, if you live in one of the states where prize picks and all of that stuff is legal, which is almost every state, but like 12 of them, I drop videos each and every single day where I give away my top 3 picks. For the past 3 days, I've gone undefeated on every pick. So and I give it about 3 to 4 plays each video. So definitely that's free content that I have. Also, when you get to my link, when you get to my website, you'll be able to download my app because we do have a Fontaines 5 app where we do news articles and all of that kind of stuff, and we give away free information, man. So I mean, definitely you want to be informed because, like Lamont said, it's a lot harder to win these days than when you actually started out, especially with the DFS. And you also want to be able to, I do this each and every single day. I get up at 6 in the morning and I'm doing research until 6 in the afternoon. So you going up against these types of people, and not only that, you're going up against computers as well. So there's people that have like generated computer algorithms that gives them the, best possibility for all of these things to take place. So if you're out here gambling, you want to make sure if you ain't paying somebody, you at least using somebody that's putting in the hours and giving them, information that they've actually researched. Because if you're just out there picking blindly, oh, I like this person, I like that person, you're never going to be able to be sustainable. So just check me out, man. I got a lot of information, man, and we can win a lot of money because I definitely win a lot of money.
Bro, you on Instagram?
Oh yeah, I'm on Instagram. Fontaines 5 LLC. It's like FONTAINES, the number 5. And I got my winnings and stuff like that on there. So yeah, just check me out.
I admit I don't bet, but with the information that you put out, I'm a local activist also. So I love information.
Yeah,
man. I just followed you on Insta.
Say less. But Lamont, I got you, man. I'll send you. You said you're trying to do a DFS or you trying to do just regular?
I'm gonna do DFS.
All right, I got you. I'll shoot you a lineup.
Yeah, I need something, man, bro, because I'm mad at fan. I'm talking about. I've been in like a 2-year drought. I remember the first from about 2016 to about 2021. I was cracking FanDuel, then
that's when I won most of my money. I think I ran up over well over 6 figures. Probably
I was cracking them.
230,000.
It was just a shift. It was just a shift.
That's when the algorithm started coming.
Yeah, then I'm like
these optimizers and the computer's able to give you every single scenario, and you're able to pick from the top scenarios. That's it's paid information. It's people that actually pay hundreds a month to be able to get those lineups each and every single day. And if they always have those types of lineups, it's going to be almost impossible for you.
Especially with a big bankroll too.
Yeah.
Hey, Lamont, in the
chat,
last thing, in the chat, they asked for Fontaine app.
I can see the link to that app. It's easy.
Put it in the private chat.
I'm gonna put it in the private chat.
It's the person in the regular chat. GATT asks what is his app.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm about to give the link so you can download the app. It's super simple. I'm about to give it to Lamont. 1 second. Damn it, it's on my phone.
Because they just asked that in the regular chat.
Yeah, put it in the regular chat. That way they can just copy.
Will they be able to click? Oh yeah, okay.
They won't be able to click it here. That's why I say put it in the private chat because if I put it in, they can click it.
All right, that's even better. I like that option. Private chat. That's the link to download my app, man.
All right, I'm gonna drop it in the chat real quick for y'all.
Hey, yo, Lamont.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yo, my school, my college, man, we finna start up a club basketball team soon.
Yeah, y'all better be nice if y'all plan to play us.
Shoot, I'm nice, bro. I was in the gym, bro. I was hooping yesterday, bro. I had like 7 threes in one game, bro. I was kicking.
I'm telling, so big chest, I'm telling you, we're not the normal college club team. That's what I would say. We're not normal.
Y'all got a bunch of players that would have went D1.
Well, we have 2 D1 drop downs. We have a lot of JUCO drop downs. We run it like a D2 program. And so the thing is, and then a lot of our guys, like even our best player from last year, signed to play pro ball overseas. So we don't treat it like a normal like this is why when teams walk in, if they ain't really been putting work in, it's just like night and day. Like we blow a lot of teams out. Like it's a lot of 90 to 30 games.
Oh, sweet. I'll be kicking. I mean, shoot, man. I'm still working on stuff. I still gotta get this.
But tomorrow, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. We play one of the best D2 teams in the country. We're playing their actual team. We're not playing a club team. We play Pima. This team is averaging 130 points per game. They diamond pressed the full game, and they got about 6 D1 guys. And man, so I gotta get in the lab and practice today. That's why I gotta get off here because I gotta get to practice. We gotta figure something out because in less than 24 hours, I gotta deal with Pima University, and they not gonna have no mercy on us, man. They just beat the life out of I think the number 7 JUCO D1 team in the country. They beat them by 60.
Whew. Yeah, man. Go ahead and get to it. Go ahead and get to practice, man. We appreciate you, man, for sure, Lamar. I appreciate everything, man.
All right, y'all. Look, y'all.
Yes, sir.
Let me drop y'all down. Salute. Oh, locker room pulled up late, man. Locker room, what's good? I just saw you in there. Is he on mute? He's still on mute.
Yo, what's good, Lamont?
My bad, man. I saw you in here, man.
What do you do, bathroom?
hey. Nah, but real quick, Lamont. I know you gotta get off here, man.
Yeah.
Here's what people gotta understand, man. Number one, Malika, she's biracial, right? I believe she's black, right?
No, that's biracial. Well, it depends on what you consider black.
No, but she like if you're biracial, you're half black, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right. So she's got some black in her, but like I put in the chat, she identifies as a white woman. Right. So, DJ Academics, man, he said it on his live show the other night. It was funny. He said niggas are only as loyal as their last meal. Right. And it's the truth. So Malika Andrews, she's employed by the white man. She works for Disney. ESPN's owned by Disney. So we all know her bosses are white. Right. So niggas is on Twitter like Des Bryant, and they want her to be fair, but she's not going to be fair to niggas because niggas don't pay her.
Facts.
There's no loyalty with her and niggas. Niggas don't pay her bills. So I think it's a little bit disingenuous for people to expect her to be pro-black and get up on ESPN and keep the same energy with Josh Giddey as she had with, Joe. What's the coach name for his Celtics? Joe Mazzulla or Ime?
Right.
Nah, she's not gonna do that. She's not gonna do that.
I think black men are just everybody's whipping boy. I mean, we got a black woman in the chat, probably full black, that's over here just saying Kevin Porter Jr. is guilty. So,
but look, I mean, but it's all based on the information that she's received. Like I do a hell of a research to try to find. I had to go dig and get the research that nobody's willing to get. So a lot of people, their opinion, you can tell their opinions are heavily based on what the media gives them. And so unless you're willing to go do a lot of extra research because you know that these media companies like ESPN don't always tell the truth, you're just going to take what they say at face value, and that's going to be your opinion. And that's why I think it's always important to tell both sides of the story. That's why I'll get on the Molly Kerms and Malika Andrews, because I think they tell one side, but when that other side gets unveiled, they get silent. And that's been my biggest gripe against them. I know they sometimes overdo it when they bring up these situations, but I want them to have similar energy when the other side of the story comes out and these guys get exonerated. I want you to have similar energy in saying these guys need their job back. Similar energy saying these women need to be punished for lying. That's what I want to see. If you had similar energy on both sides, I wouldn't have no gripes at all. But they have so much energy when it comes time to say throw these guys in jail. But when these guys get exonerated or a woman gets caught lying, they just go silent. That's when it tells me you have some weird agenda going on. So, but
see, the thing is, Lamont, is like, it's just like in, I remember watching some documentary or whatever, talking about the Black Panther Party, right? So Tupac's mom, she was in the Black Panther Party, and they said, I think it was maybe Dr. Umar, and he said that they would send spies and stuff to like infiltrate to divide them from within. Right? So Malika, she's kind of like, it's kind of like the same thing. Like they're using her to keep us divided. They're not gonna hire somebody on that big of a platform that's pro-black, that's doing things to, or saying things that would, benefit our community. If you look at,
look, locker room. I gotta shut it down, man. I gotta shut it down. I literally am already past my time. I gotta be in the car like 10 minutes ago.
All right, that's cool. But listen, Lamont, I'm gonna just say this last thing. There was one YouTuber, and they knocked him off, Lamont, because he was saying he was too real. Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels. That's all. I'm gonna leave it at that.
That is true. Hey, salute to y'all. Salute to the locker room. Make sure y'all check him out, man. Hell of a content creator. I'm gonna drop him down. Same with Fontaine's Fives. Check him out as well. I'll drop the link. If you missed this link, just scroll back in the chat when it's over and just get the link in the live chat. I'll keep it up there. Salute to Fontaine's Five. And then Boycott Activity. I appreciate you pulling up as well. But look, you guys, man, hell of a show. Great show. Appreciate you guys pulling up, giving your thoughts, man. It's FYF Sports, man. Y'all know what time it is. We always come with the real facts, man, with these situations. We try not to take one side or be biased. We just try to have open dialogue about it and be real about what's really going on. But it's FYF Sports, man. Another great podcast episode. We're going to be back with more sports and news. Until then, man, it's FYF Sports. And we out.
Yeah, we done came from the bottom, mad that we up, but I don't hear him talking. Started with knowledge inside of my noggin. We took a dream and then we started vlogging. Put my city on the map now. I'ma say how it is and I don't back down. On the road to 100K, we finna act out. We gon' show them that we not just in the background. We the main event, we the main show. We the one that people always gonna pay for. FYF, we the best, no debate though. Number one sports channel, every angle. I'ma show them all how we ride. Best sports talk show, we not like them guys who playing it safe while they feather the lines. We pushing the narrative all the time. Like who to go in the game is not MJ. Kobe Bryant top 10, not what we say. I keep my life, you want is very overrated. Keep it real, if it ain't fact, we don't say it. Now it's stable, we won't be ignored.
Missing the lake, I'm missing the draws again, a hell of pain. I got a lot to deal with and my mind is kinda slipping away. What's on the line? I made up my mind, some shit I'll just taste it at great. Whatever it is, whatever it was, it's never gonna be the same. How do I explain what's been going on with me? You say that I changed, but you didn't know the old me. I think that I saved you, tell me who gon' save me. I'm way too fucked up in this club, I'm ashamed, baby. You say that I changed, but you ain't really know me. When I'm around my dogs, girl, they just can't control me. Trying to spend my time right, using every second of it. Trying to spend my time right, using every second of it. Before it's too late, girl, before it's too late. Can I speak my mind right, girl, before it's too late. I've been moving backwards, rolling up the backwards. Out of being best, do you have my back, girl? Before it's too late, can I say my piece, girl? Girl, know what you mean to me. You just keep it real with me. I've been moving backwards, rolling up the backwards. Every time I'm backstep, missing the lake, I'm missing the draws again, a hell of pain. I got a lot to deal with and my mind is kinda slipping away. What's on the line? I made up my mind, some shit I'll just taste it at great. Whatever it is, whatever it was, it's never gonna be the same. Floating again and I'm running the map. They say the best defense is just to attack. Hopping through too much, it's hard to attach. All this going on is being hard to relax. Gotta get up, gotta get it again. They ain't get the message, we spinning again. I feel my back, I'm just leaving it in. Get what they want, then they leaving again. I cannot act like this ain't nothing new. Been getting smarter with all I've been through. Nowadays, I'm more rewarding than truth. Tired of keeping it G just to lose. Let it all out when I step in the booth. We're there for some months, now it's time to recruit. Read the investments, it's time to recoup. It's time to recoup, but how do I explain what's been going on with me? You say that I changed, but you didn't know the old me. I think that I saved you, tell me who gon' save me. I'm way too fucked up in this club, I'm ashamed, baby. You say that I changed, but you ain't really know me. When I'm around my dogs, girl, you just can't control me. Trying to spend my time right, using every second of it. Trying to spend my time right, using every second of it. Before it's too late, girl, before it's too late. Can I speak my mind right, girl, before it's too late. I've been moving backwards. cars, rolling up the bad boys. Every time I'm backstabbed, Shawty, you know I gotta let it go sometimes. Gotta clear my head sometimes. I gotta get away some shawty. You know I just need a little peace of mind. Specifically, I'm talking about your mind. I gotta get that ass on. Calling you when I'm overseas, let me know what you need, what you wanna do when I'm home. Talking real dirty, real nasty on the phone. Girl, stop playing, I'm on the way. I am on the way. Girl, stop playing, I'm on the way. What you need, what you wanna do, baby girl. I'm all ears for you, baby girl. Drop it down in the latest fashion, girl. All the shit I did, that's past tense, girl. Do whatever for you, what's your passion, girl? Got the lyrics to my songs and your cash in, girl. Leave that boy alone, he everlasting, girl. Everything he did on a passion, girl. Spend up 20 grand, that's that shit, girl. I bought a whole mall if you ask me, girl. Bought a whole mall if you ask me, girl. Got the lyrics to my songs and your cash in, girl. Leave that boy alone, we everlasting, girl.